I think I am live. Hello, hello, Zen friends. Happy Saturday evening. Is it Saturday already? Oh my gosh. Where has the time gone already, right? Well, I hope you're having a great weekend and welcome. I'm excited, as always, for what messages are coming through from Spirit this evening or this morning if you're on the other side of the planet. So good morning to you. And before we get into everything, we'll bring in some love energy and get the party started. So I will be hitting the singing bowl a few times. Just as we do that, you can imagine this beautiful love energy flowing down like a waterfall into our being, filling up our minds and our stories and our hearts and our emotions, our energy fields, our chakras, our auras, our meridians, our physical bodies, to our organs in our bodies, our joints, our muscles, our blood, filling up everything, all of our being, and flooding out to the outside world to let it do whatever it wants to do out there to help raise the vibration of the planet too. Also, something we can do right away to help us begin to raise our love vibration is to focus on one thing that we're grateful for right here, right now, in this moment. And as we do that, we can, that raises our love vibration, right? Gratitude, unconditional love, and joy and laughter and play, peace, all that energy is high vibrational. It immediately, when we focus on that, we do that. But gratitude is one thing that does that. Also puts us in this energy of receiving more of what we're grateful for, and also for messages from Spirit. So if you'd like to join me, I'm going to start off by taking a big deep breath to come out of the future, out of the past, to come right here to this moment, right here, right now. You can hold your breath for as long as feels comfortable. Don't faint or pass out. And so we'll start. We'll take a big deep breath now. Ready? Here we go. Beautiful. Let's begin. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. Put her back up on her little perch back here. Bing, as I reactivate it all. So hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. All right. Well, welcome, everybody. If you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. I'm brudda-zen. We got a great group of friends here, Zen friends, full of huge hearts, great senses of humor. So welcome. There's always room for more. It's a safe space for us all. So welcome, welcome. If you're wondering how all the process works, it's all described in the description box. Imagine that, descriptions in the description box. It talks about how everything works down there. We do prioritize donations first. So that's where we'll be headed first. And if you want to make a donation, I do dive deeper into those readings, meaning I pull more cards for those. They get prioritized too. I step out of free readings and dive deeper. And this evening, you get 2 cards from this dual carded Stardust Seed Oracle deck. So for every individual, if you make more than one, you still get one fortune cookie, just for the sake of timing. But if you want to know how to make a donation, you can use the super chat down below or in the description box of the video. I do have my Venmo, CashApp, PayPal, and Square, and I don't have any set dollar amounts currently. It is whatever you give from your heart, because I know everyone's finances and everything varies. So that's how that works. I do capture timestamps as I'm going down and doing all the readings. At the end of each stream, I do post a pinned comment listing what readings I completed with timestamps so that you can just click on it and go directly to your reading. It's fancy, you know. What else? I think that's everything, really. We've got a lot of energy going on. Happy Aquarius full moon. We had that early this morning. We have Lionsgate energy, of course, from yesterday. Tomorrow we have a cascade of planets. I think it's 6 planets are aligned from Earth's point of view. So that's bringing in some energy that's aligning with us, as if we needed more energy, but here it is. What else? Mercury goes direct on Monday, so we've been in Mercury retrograde for a few weeks, so that will help communication begin to smooth out. Less challenges with electronical kind of things too. Yeah, I think that's a lot of the energy that's happening. Yeah, so that is what we have. We will be using the Circle of Life Tarot tonight in honor of the Lionsgate. Of course, the Circle of Life is the theme song to Lion King, the Disney movie. So we definitely have a nice little honoring of that movie tonight. All right. So that is what we will start. I know, woohoo! Astral energy. It's all good, isn't it, Deb? You know, that's why, just to say, with all this energy we've been having this year, one of the things that it's really taught me is it's good to be aware of the weather, but if it's 3 or 4 different types of storms going on outside, it's good just to stay grounded. No matter what, it's really teaching us to ground ourselves amongst all the waves of all the emotional astrological energy, and learning to breathe through it, step back, center ourselves, and go out prepared into the world too, right? So I like that. All right, everybody. Well, where we're at with donations right now, and they're back. You know, it was a few months ago, YouTube had made a change. Instead of listing the name that you chose, it lists your, I forget what it's called, but it's your @ sign. So now you see all the @ signs instead of your regular name. So yeah, it's weird, right? It always throws me off. I'm like, where am I? But I think I'm still going to capture the names. I feel from because I can go to your channel and see your real names. So I'll put those still in the pinned comment. I'm going to try that anyway. We'll see how I do. But where we at with donations tonight, we do have Alice will be up first. And then Nelia Maderos, we had ×2. And then Deb. That's where we're at right now. So, and then when I'm done with donations, then I jump to free readings. I'll be on for 3 hours, whatever I complete during that period. And then tomorrow, Sunday, we'll be back as well. Sunday is always a special day because I always come back to in the afternoons, whatever I don't complete in the morning, I come back and finish in the afternoon, even all the free readings. So that's fun. All right. All right. And let me just double check here. See, is this going to let me do what I want here? Yes. All right. All right. So this is going to be interesting. All right. Okay, we'll try to work with these @ signs. They're very interesting, aren't they? Hey, hey, a little bit. All right, so let us get started. So first up, of course, we said we have Alice here. So Alice, let's grab your timestamp and we'll put this down here. All right. Just a little Alice hee hee. All right, so you want to know, why is RJ not responding to you today? His thoughts and feelings and where he sees the future of your connection. All right, interesting. Well, let's get started. Let's do a little cheers. I have my allowed second cup of coffee for the day. I am limiting my caffeine intake, trying to hydrate more. It's all about the health, right? All right, let's see what's going on with RJ here, Alice. Why isn't he responding to you? All right, get 1 and 2. And then his thoughts and feelings. Okay, thoughts and feelings all mixed together. And where he sees the future of your connection. All right. So all of this is based on current energy. They are very much deep in thought here. We got the King of Swords that is here. A ton of thinking and contemplating and just about everything. A bit overwhelming. I almost feel like a headache, like a migraine even, because I just suddenly started to feel all this pressure in my head. And that makes sense. It's like they got all this head thinking stuff going on, but they also, I feel like they have a migraine kind of energy. So that might be impacting them. They might be just like drugged out and dozed out on some sort of medication, but we'll see here. So why isn't he responding to you today? We'll get the 4 of Pentacles. This is home body, home energy. And so it does feel very constricted at home, which would make sense if they're not feeling good. They might just be kind of shut out to the world and not wanting to talk to anyone or whatever. It just feels like this pressure. So I feel like a bit of it has to do here with that. Let's see what else. They have a couple more cards here. We have the 9 of Cups and the 5 of Cups. So definitely there's a lot of emotional energy that's happening here too. So this is very interesting energy. I almost feel like the 9 of Cups, they might have had a little bit to drink yesterday with the family too, because I feel like in addition to a hangover, maybe this is what caused their migraine, is a bit of a hangover. Maybe that's what I was talking about, hydrating. They might be a little dehydrated, but it does feel like there was a lot of emotional energy going on, and they're just kind of shut off from the entire world for that reason too. This 9 being 9, the Hermit's energy, really being withdrawn to themselves. And so there's a little bit of, it doesn't feel like it's directed at you. It just feels like there's this energy of withdrawalness from everyone. So let's see what their thoughts and feelings are towards you right now. We do have the Knight of Pentacles, the slow roll, the slowest moving knight out of them all. So that patiently moving forward, not in a rush to move forward, just kind of not enjoying, because it doesn't feel like they're enjoying their life. It feels like they're looking so forward to the future when I can be um, free to myself again. And not that doesn't mean like from relationships and that, but mainly from all this emotional family. It feels like family. We had a lot of mother stuff going on, right? All this energy and being free from all this. So they're just like, I'm trudging along, I'm doing what I can, but they're like, I don't have the energy to make it go fast anyway. So I'm just going along. I'm just going with the flow of things, and it's just, flowing forward with that. Yeah, we got the not the Knight of Swords, but the Page of Swords, the Knave of Swords. And this is about clarity, seeking clarity, trying to see things from a different perspective, and the Six of Swords. So I like this. Um, it's like emotionally they're moving very slow. Mentally, they just seem to be very much a big thinker about things, because that's what I've been picking up in all their readings, right? But the Six of Swords is a great energy of leaving behind old ways of thinking, moving to higher ways of thinking, leaving choppy waters behind, moving into calmer waters. And in a way, I kind of feel like this energy of I don't want to offer something that I can't consistently give, because then it's going to feel like I'm backing off, and then I'm going to feel like I'm failing and causing other people pain. And so I feel like they're allowing things to move forward and build only to the extent of them knowing what they can give, if that makes sense. So that it's never, I give this and then I take it away. It's always, when I start giving this, I can give it consistently. When I start giving this, I'll give that consistently, etc. Which is nice, right? Um, so I feel like they're very structured that way. Uh, mentally, just psh, 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 if that makes sense. Let's see where he says about going in the future here. Okay, we got this one, which we have the Nine of Pentacles. And along with that, the Chariot card, which is movement, power of choice, energy, Cancer moon energy, too. Now, I feel like they want to precurse the message here, or preempt, or introduce this part for you, in saying that a large part of their energy right now, it's like asking someone something, um, when you know they're in a bad mood. I'm reminded of like when I was a child. My mom, it depended. Um, you know, she's Pisces, so some days she was down, some days she was up, and uh, which is kind of what happens in the lower expression of Pisces in the beginning, right? And so you'd be like, you would learn to sense what mood are they in, um, and you don't ask for things you want when they're in a bad mood. You ask for things when they're in a good mood, right? It's more success that way. So they're saying, like, in their energy they have right now, especially with all this Cancer Mother Moon energy, they are exhausted. They're in this place. If you're checking in with their energy today, this Nine of Pentacles energy is, I want to be by myself. I don't want to be, after dealing with what's been going on with them for this last, at least more, I feel like it's even longer, but the last 2 weeks that we've been tapping into their energy, I'm like, gosh, they're going through a lot. They're like, I just want to be alone. And especially with the migraine, everything going on, not feeling good. They're not someone that wants to be babied when they're feeling ill. They want to be left alone. And there's this big left alone energy. But I don't feel like that's what would, like, once they get past this, I feel like it's totally different energies, because they're going to be in a much higher vibrational, happier mood. So I feel like they're saying, don't take this energy check in with um, a lot of seriousness, because it's not an accurate picture of where they would be in the future, and we can always check in there. But they just have to get through this. It feels like a very stormy period of their life, and so they're in survival mode. So try not to take their actions or their non-actions, any words they say or their silence personally, because they are just trying to keep their head above water. And then once they get to shallower waters and can stand up, then they will return and be more to themselves, because they're not going to be in this very stressed, fear-based type of energies. So hopefully that makes sense with all that, which I'm sure it does. But and definitely, if that was the case, that's how it was going to consistently be, they would just tell you, well, sorry, this is how they're going to be. So it's best just to move on, right? But when we're looking at for the future, I feel like it would be a different story. So that's what they have for the fortune cookies. And hey, Deb, so this is what we're having tonight is the Stardust Seed Oracle. It's one we had this morning. We're finishing up that deck, and in this one, there's two stacks in the deck. One is a short and sweet picture, and then the other one is a description card, and they're two separate. That's what I like using them that way, because you can get two different messages. So let's see what they have. Here's your first one, and then the second, more wordy one. Sorry if I keep looking out the window. I have my blinds open because it's a stormy, cloudy day, and I love that. So I keep looking at the clouds, and so my apologies. You have here the flow of life, which says, trust and let life unfold. It takes you where you need to go. So go with the flow of what's happening here. Of course, you can't control a river anyway. So, just if you want to, of course, kind of look at, okay, this is where they're at. I'm just going to let them be for now. And then, you can still interact and send messages, but let the expectations go about who they're supposed to be, should be, need to be, how they should be acting, how they shouldn't be acting, what they should be saying, what they shouldn't be saying, and just step into this place of gratitude start thinking about all the things that you really enjoy about them, the interactions you have had, what you do have with them, and that gratitude helps grow it, but it also sends some love energy vicariously their way too, which they could use. So it helps you also just be in this place of self-acceptance too. You have mind over matter coming in here, which says, advice from your higher self. Upon seeing the mind over matter card, your higher self is whispering the reminder of your immense power. The thoughts you harbor, the beliefs you cling to, have the potential to sculpt your world. Your soul encourages you to cultivate positivity, to visualize your desires, and to believe in your ability to manifest them. Harness this power wisely, and you can reshape not just your reality, but also your destiny. Yeah, it's the focus of our energy. And there is that, you know, letting go of the expectations, like we were talking about, allows you, because when you focus on expectations, we focus on what's not happening, and we grow more of what is not happening, right? So we don't want that, right? We don't want the lack of less. We want the focus on the gratitude of what we have, and then it brings us the more of that as well. So I like that. All right, so that is what they have for you, Alice. Hopefully that helps for now. But I feel like that. Go with the flow for now. And so I enjoy that. All right. So that's what we got. So Nelia, you are up. Next here, times 2. So let's grab that. Here is your timestamps. And thank you for your dual donations. We start off with the black cat. So thank you for that. You want to know, why was Russ put into your life, or I in his? Will we do any road and day trips soon? If so, how will they turn out? All right, let's take a look here. So, um, looking at the higher perspective of why was Russ, why did you guys agree? Here's Russ and here's you, 2 by 2. It was an equal agreement. Um, he wasn't kidnapped and put into your life, and you weren't kidnapped and put in his life, spiritually speaking. You guys did agree to come down because you had 2 and 2 together here. And then let's see here. Will you do any road trips soon? Oh, I don't want any of those. Will we do any road or day trips soon? Okay. And how would they turn out? Okay, I do want that one. Don't want those. I do want this one, and I do want that one. All right. So we've got here. So why was he brought into your life? Yay, to teach you patience, temperance energy here. Yay. And the 7 of Wands. So, of course, the stepping stone energy, right? It's teaching you to be patient, to be in the now and not get drawn into the future or the past. And this 7 of Wands is about being true to your authentic self, not asking permission to shine, not dimming your light, not needing to defend who you are, but being true to yourself. So I feel this is they're a good testing ground. They're like the scratch. Your spirit guides are hilarious. They're like a scratch piece of paper where you're drafting your final painting that you're going to create, but you're kind of just figuring it out first. So it's like your scratch piece of paper. I guess they got tired of using stepping stones for you for now. They're scratch paper. So you can doodle on it to see what you want to really create later. But you're learning. They knew they were going to help you learn patience, and that they're going to have that how they would help you learn to be true to yourself, where you are just you, because it is later where you being true to yourself is how you stand out and are recognized, and you meet your future partner for the rest of your life. Um, and if you don't, then you blend in with the crowd, and you guys don't meet then, you meet later and later and later. So this is allowing you, if you really embrace it, to meet your partner at the earliest convenience. I like that. Why you were in his, what you are in his life. Yeah, here's another stepping stone energy or scratch paper, because you're not going to tread on me. But this is Capricorn Saturn energy, so it is a bit of this. Again, helping them question long-held beliefs, family beliefs, societal beliefs, to help them be set free from this very big list of expectations that they have themselves under, so that they can be set free from it. And the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles, that's an interesting energy. I'm like, and to help them learn how to decorate, how to make a home. Interesting energy. So to help them, getting like Taurus influence energy, where it's you teach them about the 5 senses. Ooh, well, wah. But like giving, like how to create the smell, like with incense, like there's certain incense that just like takes you to another place, or certain flowers, but it's like introducing that with sound, sight, hearing, touch, taste. You introduce them to expand themselves, where they really um, learn to embrace life more from the human senses standpoint. You give them, like you teach them to stop and to stop and smell the roses, and really experience life, instead of being in this go kind of thing. So I like that. Good energies. Will you have day or what would you say, day or do any do any road and day trips soon. Oh, road trips and day trips. Yeah, I do feel like you guys will. You got the magician card and you got the star card, which is dreams come true, balanced energy. But there's also, I just feel like with this, again, this is building upon that Four of Pentacles, that I feel like you might need to, in the beginning at least, say, hey, would you want to go see this cool blah 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 blah? Well, I really should do this work. And you're like, what are you working for? To work until you die? If you're not enjoying what you're working for along the way, then what's the use? And they're like, what? Well, you're right, let's go. And so I feel like you have a more adventurous nature than they do. They might have Capricorn energy in their chart, or air sign, or Virgo, but it just feels very like work and this and organized, and it's like, well, how about we go do this? And they wouldn't think of it if you don't bring it up. So it's like you're taking them on these adventures. It's your idea, but they'll go with you, and you're teaching them to enjoy life and to experience some different things. So I do feel like when you're ready, you'll know and you'll initiate it. How would it go? Let's take a look here. Yeah, we got Leo, fire energy leading here. I like this because it is, I was thinking Sagittarius energy. They're more foreign travel, but I do like this action and movement kind of energy that comes in here. Passion energy, of course, is there too. Got the Two of Wands. Well, it will go how you focus your energy, as we know. I like that. It's like when we ask Spirit, how are things going to go? How will I enjoy that or not? Well, it depends on our energy. We can't control other people's choices. But if I focus on the gratitude for what is happening and what I love about it, then it's an adventure. It's exciting. If I have a long list of expectations of what is supposed to happen when we go, then I'm going to be disappointed every time, because there's no way that any way or anyone always lives up to that, right? And you have the Eight of Swords. So here is let go of the expectations, the thoughts, the beliefs, the mindsets that have made us feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted in the past, and instead, focus on the I like this Leo energy coming in. Let it be a play date with your inner children. And you can even make it that way. Hey, my inner child wants to invite your inner child on a play date, and it wants to go to this park or this or that. What do you say? And it's from that perspective that we can have those things happen. So I like that. Let's see what your fortune cookies say here for your first one. All right, so this is your first card. And then this one here. All right, thank you. Whoa. All right, simmer down now. Cards are flying out on their own. You got Seat of the Soul, which says, stay connected to your inner energy. It's the real source of your life. So enjoy your life. Do the things you want to do. They, of course, even you learn this through them, that someone doesn't become your life, but you share your life with them. You want to go do the things you want to do and invite them along with the stuff. Say, hey, I'm going to go do this. Do you want to go with me? Would you like to go? And if they go, no, then it's like, if you feel like, all right, now don't be working until you die. You got to enjoy life too. If you change your mind, let me know. And then find other people to go, or go by yourself. But it's all about living life. That's that energy. Then you have the Warrior of Light. I hear weekend warrior. So here's those weekends, going away for day trips and etc. Advice from your higher self. Your higher self is presenting you with the Warrior of Light card and is sending a profound message of acceptance. It's an urging to embrace the entirety of your being, both the radiant days and the stormy nights. This duality isn't your weakness, but your strength. It's what makes your journey rich, textured, and authentically yours. Every scar, every tear, every triumphant shout is a testament to your journey as a warrior. The dance of light and shadow within you is not a battle, but a harmonious ballet, choreographing your unique path in this vast universe. In the vast tapestry of life, our paths are fraught with challenges, with crossroads where we're compelled to choose between light and shadow. Often we celebrate our luminous moments, those times when we shine bright, championing our goals, standing resilient against adversities. However, looking in the backdrop are those moments of darkness when doubt clouds our judgment, when fear grips our heart, when the weight of the world seems too burdensome to bear. And that's okay. We can feel those things too. It's like the tapestry back here. We always talk about if it's all beige, you wouldn't see the design. If it was all dark, you wouldn't see the design. So because those are all dark, you can see those. Because this big patch of dark in the middle, you see this outline of the giant Om symbol. So I like that. And that is what they have for El Numero Uno for you, Nelia. So many blessings to you. And then for number 2, thank you for that, the emoji. You want to know, will Russ and you go together to the old spaghetti restaurant together? Oh, yum, yum. I think they'd had one of those that was actually called the Old Spaghetti Restaurant. Is that a chain? How will that event turn out? It's a birthday party with a big group. Anything else, Burns? Let's take a look. Let me take a quick sip here. Coffee while it's still warm. All right. So will you go together? How will that event turn out? No, it's not all those. Okay, we've got that. We've got these. Just lost a card. Let's see. Okay, and then anything else that Spirit wants to say. And this one here. All right. So let us take a look. So will you guys go together? We've got the Capricorn. Here's you, the Capricorn. That was the card, one of the cards they got about what you learn, what they learn from you. Capricorn letting go of some old expectations. This is the shaking and the rattling energy. This feels like a no for that, just because it's an energy of release of some old thoughts of this is what should happen. It's like letting it go and being okay with it. It's teaching you. It's a teachable moment without them going with you. Even if they say, yeah, I'll go, they're going to cancel. I feel like with this energy. Oh, I can't go. And then how will the event turn out? We got 4 cards for this. We got a star card, like a dream come true energy that comes in. So it feels very, the event itself seems to unfold very well, the way they want it to. But we have the 3 of Wands. For you, there is a change of plans in regard to this here. It's like things don't go exactly as you, again, how you're thinking they're going to go. There's an off ramp to a new experience there. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, you got your Leo Lion energy here, that taking the lead, being ambitious, being adventurous. So I feel like there is a detour, but and you actually at the party, but it ends up being an adventure, and you look at it that way. And you have the Eight of Pentacles, yeah. So the blood, the sweat, the tears that is here, it does turn out being successful and abundant here. So you do see the fruits of your labor, whether that is an energy of, I feel like all the effort put into the birthday party turns out well, but also personally, I feel it turns out well here for you too. So I like that. It's like there's like a one like this and then three like this, which looks like a smile. So that's standing out with the cards. And then what else does Spirit want you to know? Yeah, it's all up to you. I like this returning to this magician energy, because it's like how it turns out for each individual, how each individual perceives it has all to do with their power of the story they're putting to it, the emotion that they're choosing, the energy they're putting forward and focusing on, and their actions, right? So you could have an amazing time, and then other people could not. And it has nothing to do with anything except for people's personal choice. Because two people can go through the exact same thing. One can think it's amazing, one can think it's horrible, right? I used to listen to the Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's Rotten Tomatoes. Is that what the ones that the critics of the movies? Then it's like, oh, only 1 star. But then I got bored. It was like a Netflix or something, and I had watched everything else, and it didn't seem like anything else. So I'm like, well, I'll just watch this, and I'm like, oh my god, I love that. Why did they only give it 1 star? And then you realize, oh, opinion, right? But I can only control my opinion and my energy with that magician. And yeah, here's your adventure. No expectations. Everything is an adventure, right? When I go into something not expecting it to do one thing, be one thing one way or another, then everything is a surprise. Everything is a wonderful adventure. It's all about trying to keep our expectations as far out of our head as we can. I'm like, well, I want other people to enjoy it. Well, good for you. Are you the master of the universe? No. That's all of us. We all start off trying to be God's little sheriff, helping them along, making sure everyone else is happy. It's like, no, you can't. You can give someone the world. They could still choose to be unhappy. Live your life, live your joy. Let everyone else figure theirs out. Boom, boom. So that's what they have for you, Nelia. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your dual donations. And so up next, we'll have Deb. And then after I'm done with Deb, I'll see where the other donations are and give you guys a little list and check up on that. But before we do that, let us jump in. So Deb, we are at 4326. There we go. And thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like. So we want to know, will Tab love the Cape Cod home, and will they buy it? All right, let's take a look here. Let's see what we got going on. So, will they like the Cape Cod home? Okay. And will they buy it? All right, I feel like there's a little extra here too. We'll see what that's about. Yeah, I like the Three of Cups energy, which is all about celebration and your little tribe coming together. So that seems very positive. I know that's your heart is, oh, if they could just all be together nearby, that'd be fun. Close enough to visit, but not living in my house. As all family members. I remember once a friend of mine, I went over to her house to drop something off, and her mom was visiting, and they were actually saying goodbye when I was arriving. And I go, "Oh, you're leaving already?" And and her mom is so funny. She goes, "Yeah, family is like fish. More than 3 days, it starts to stink." And you're like, "Oh, wow." All right. I figured, I feel like this next set of cards is the partner's energy around the house. Because I was like, this is tabs, but I feel like there's someone else, the they, the other part of they is here. So I feel like that's this, because I got 3 sets and I'm like, and I kind of felt that was it. So that's why those came out. I get it now. All right, so tab, um, what are their feelings around it? So we've got expectations, letting expectations go. We've got the King of Swords, all the thinking, expectations, all this mental energy, and the Four of, I like this, the Four of Pentacles, which is the home card, the four walls of the home, right? There you go. Exactly, Deb. So I feel like with Tab that um, this is letting go of expectations. Like they're going in thinking it needs to be this, it needs to be this, it needs to be that, and that, and that, and this, and that, and it needs all this, and it has to be this. They're going in with this preconception of what a home should be. But I feel like when they see this home, they're going to be like cutting things off the list. Like, it has to have a dishwasher. It has to have this. It has to have that. Blah blah blah. Do. Um, this is the example they're giving me. They're reminding me of um, when I went to look at an apartment that was converted, uh, a Victorian home that was converted into apartments, and I was like, "Oh my god, I love all this!" And I go, "Oh, but it doesn't have a dishwasher," and I'm like, "You know what? That's a doable. It's not a deal breaker." It's like the deal breaker list collapses when they see the house because they love the energy. At least Tab loves the energy, loves the what it is, but because like I can always change stuff, I can always make it my own. I can always add that on later. I can always do this kind of energy. Let's see the partner here. Their Wheel of Fortune. Interesting. The death and rebirth. I feel like they're all about they're ready for a new start. They're ready for a new life, ready for a life there. And I feel like it feels like their partner is more artistic, more, we can fix that. We can do that. I can create that, like a creative energy. I feel like Tab might be more uh, the kind of like Aquarius energy, right? Just like kind of like more the solid, not solid one, but the more logical one, um, that reels in her partner, and her partner is more the artistic, adventurous one that reels, and so they kind of bring each other more towards the middle, right? Which I love. That kind of, it's not opposites, but close to it, right? But I like that. And the Six of Swords, yeah. Letting go of old ways of thinking, moving to new ways of thinking. And I feel like they're part of what helps going, do we really need that? We could do without that. We could do this. We could do that. Blah, blah, blah. So I feel like they really like it. This is for us, the fortune kind of energy. He's a Scorpio and she's a Taurus. Okay, so she's more the grounded one. And Scorpio, yeah, I can see that energy. We can, of course, it's everything else in their chart too, which um, those are the CEOs, but they've got a lot of other influences over areas of their life. So I feel like they are really feel like it's workable, and I feel like they want it. Let's see here. Do they buy it? We have the Knight of Pentacles. A man, Aries cusp. That's funny. And the Eight of Pentacles. All right. And the Emperor energy. Here's Aries. Here's the man Aries cusp. I know, right? I was like, she, that's the man Aries right there, though. That's the emperor. Maybe she is the emperor man Aries energy. Does she rule the roost? But the Knight of Pentacles, with this energy, there is a bit of, it takes time for it to happen. I don't feel like they decide right away, but it is about putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears. And based on current energy, what is this? Because the Emperor energy is like putting everyone else's, all these expectations away. And what do I want? I feel like they're like, let me think about it. Let's talk about it. Let's look at it. And when they step back and look at it, it's like, what we can work at it. We can do this. We could do that. Put a plan together and then take action. So I feel like it's not a yes, we'll take it kind of energy. I feel like she shows the Aries, that she'll want to step back for a moment and look at everything. And then I do feel like this is a yes energy based on current energies because of this joy and celebration. And I just feel like they're in this energy of change and looking for this. But that's what I feel like they have here. Let's see what the fortune cookie brings in too. But it feels like a yes, but like a delayed yes. Because of course I feel like there needs to be the decision, and then the offerings, and then the going back and forth is always fun, as well. Oh, the Cape is her happy place. Yeah, he's not sure, but when he gets there, I just feel like something takes over. Probably has a man cave, like a separate garage, big, huge place to have a man cave out there. I like this one. Of course you do. All right, let's see what we got here. So the big card is the Warrior of Light. Here's her going to fight for it. Accept your light and your darkness. They make you the warrior you are. So there is this acceptance of the good stuff and then also the stuff that's not there. Kind of like we were talking about, marking things off the list. You know what? Those aren't a deal breaker after all. And then we have the Dreamer's Reality. Wow. Her happy place. In a private beach for the neighborhood. What? Okay. So it says advice from from her higher self, right? Dreams aren't just figments of our imagination. They hold powerful insights into our desires, our fears, and our potential. When channeled correctly, dreams can be the blueprint for our reality. Drawing the dreamer's reality card is a potent reminder from your higher self that now is a pivotal time for you. It encourages you to pay attention to your dreams, both the ones you experience while you're asleep and those daydreams that capture your heart while awake. How perfect. This card is a call to action, to believe in your dreams, to set intentions, and to take steps forward, making them a reality. Shut up. Your dreams are valid, and with belief and effort, they can indeed become your reality. Every groundbreaking invention, every monumental change, and every inspiring story began as a dream in someone's mind. These dreams, when backed by intention, belief, and action, can transcend the boundaries of the mind and manifest into reality. They serve as a reminder that our subconscious mind often understands our true potential even before our conscious mind catches up. I like that. The dreamer's reality. So I like that. Yeah. And that's good to go sit with her energies and feel what she picks up, which is good. It's to go to feel the energy that's there and go, yeah, this is it. So I love that for you, Deb. So I like that. All righty. So let us take a look here and see where we're at. So we did Deb there. Let me just check the timestamps. Okay. So let me take a look here. I know this is probably not your real one. Let me just see what your name is here. All right. So you've got Onessa. You will be up. Let me just copy those over here. And then let's see here. We got yep. And then we have Sean G. We've got you up after that. Let me just do this as I'm going along here. Let me just, so I know I've done yours. Look at the next one here. So 626. Okay. And then let me grab this one. All right, Dupree. Sorry, I just saw that you asked. Did you get my did you get my super chat? Yes, I did. You'll be up after Sean G. All right, and then let me see here. Think here. Not sure what time this one came in, but let's take a look here. Empress Beauty. Hello, hello. You'll be up after Dupree. Okay. And then we have Maria P. via Z PayPal up after that. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm just getting on order here. Okay. Got that one. And then Michelle Smith, you'll be up after that. All right. So that is where we're at. Kitty cats. Kitty cats. All right. I think we are set here. You are very welcome, Deb. Yeah, dreams come true. Beautiful. All right. Have a great evening. Enjoy. All right. So Onessa, thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like here. And let's see here. I think, is that you, Rosalind? Do you have two accounts? Let me just take a look here. Is this one? Yeah, that one's Rosalind. So I think here that because it says at Ross Crump, that's probably you. Huh? Do you think? I think it can be. So because they're different at ones, you want a general in career. So if this is not you, please let me know, Onessa. Okay, just a general, please. Okay, thank you. So is that different? I don't want to, I'll put Rosalind Crump back in here on the free list, and then I will, if I get to free readings, I'll do a career reading anyway for the free reading. But for the donation, a general reading, let's see what Spirit wants you to know. All right, I'm back online here, everybody. All right. What do we want? All right, we got this, got this. So boom, boom, boom. And those reveal these beneath the surface. And this one here. So there's a little energy of kind of a countdown, 3, 2, 1 happening here. The bottom of the deck, you do have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands energy brings in like this, being true to who you are, not asking anyone permission to shine, not walking on eggshells, not dimming your light, not shrinking yourself, standing tall, being true to you, not defending what you want to do in life, but being true to you and not doing it, out of spite. It's about you just going, you know what, I'm going to be me. I'm going to be true to my authentic self. That's the kind of energy that's flowing below this reading here. I actually feel like it's going 3, 2, 1, but we want to start and go 1, 2, 3. So it's interesting. Let's start at the 1 here. You do have the Six of Cups energy that's coming in. Six of Cups energy, there is this revisiting of like people. I don't feel like it's like necessarily like an ex returning into our lives, but it does feel like an energy of several individuals that are coming back past your path, but it isn't to reconnect with you. It's to show you how far that you've come and how now you are in a place where you do choose more of standing up and being authentic for you and not, and it's great reminders because sometimes when we're with ourselves all the time, we don't see our progress, right? Because we're always with ourselves. But you bump into someone like, a year, a year or 2, 3, and people are like, oh my God, you've changed, right? But this is more not them recognizing and saying it, though some might, but it's more you recognizing, going, wow, I used to be like, I wanted them so bad and I would have done anything for them. And then I realize now, oh, wow, no, what I was thinking I wanted from them, I found in me, with this one. And this one showed me this. And I recognize now that I won't, I wouldn't make the same decisions because of how I've grown. I did what I did when I did because of where I was at in my life and my energy and awareness, but I'm so different. And then you just see these people differently. There's like an old country song about thanking God for unanswered prayers, about bumping into someone that they were so in love with, they ended up going with someone else. And then we see them and they're like, wow, because they're so bitter and they treat their spouse so horribly. They're like, thank God, thank you, kind of energy. But I feel like it's a mixture of a lot of that stuff because I just feel like there are 4 people that are shown in this here all around the little wheel here. And I do feel like there's like 4 people, but they're not all like romantic. They're friends and coworkers and family and maybe an ex. And but there is this, I've learned to stand and be true to me. And I love that for you. The 2 cards that came out together, you do have the Justice card along with the 6 of Pentacles. Wow. I love this energy for you too, because the 6 of Pentacles by itself can be like a codependency awareness, or I like to call it the overgiver awareness card, because it's showing the out of balance, how out of balance the scales are, where when we're growing up, we feel I have to give so much to deserve so little. But I love that this coming out here has shown you again with this resurgence of these people, how you're like, I know now I deserve equal giving and receiving, not out of balance. And this Justice card has shown you how you've balanced out that, where you've gone back into that childhood from 7 years old and younger, released all of that mentality that the inner child took on about what an appropriate giving and receiving ratio is. It was 1,000 to 1 before, but when you brought it up and you've went through this, you bring it down to 1 to 1, where you don't feel I have to give so much to deserve so little. So there is this progression that's happening here. And looks like we're going back in time here too, right? So I feel like you're going to bump into these people. You're finishing learning up. I feel like you've gone a great distance in this already, but I feel like this is like the stage that you're kind of finishing up and fine tuning. Like maybe you got it from 1,000 to 1 down to 10 to 1. You already went down from 1,000 to 1 to 100 to 1 to 10 to 1, and you're in the process of making it 1 to 1, right? You're just doing the final touches on that. And then what comes next is that. Let's see what else you've worked on, because this is what we're going back in time, it feels like. The three cards that came out together, you do have the Ace of Swords. So gleaning a lot of wisdom, gleaning and seeing things, yeah. Kind of Saturn returny energy with the Devil card, which is Capricorn Saturn. Really have questioned a lot of long-held thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. This is where you've done a lot of mental work, because the Six of Swords, look at all these. You got the 3 sixes here. I love that. What's missing? The 6 of Wands, the victory comes next. Well, you're at the 7 of Wands. But that is about you've let old ways go, seen things from a higher perspective, cleared things away that's allowed you to move from choppy waters to calmer waters, to free yourself from long-held beliefs and restrictions. So you started a lot here, and then you went into here, and now you're seeing the fruit of your labor. And I feel like it's been going on. I feel like the balancing of the overgiving has been like a this year thing, and this other stuff started like the last in 2024 and 2023, like the last 2 years before that. So much clarity and so much stuff in your face, right? Like, I can't look past this, it just won't let me. Triggers that you overcome and have overcame through all that. So I like this, and I feel like don't be afraid when other people crossed your path, or you come across a memory or an object or whatever. It's going to be this, celebrate. Well, that's what comes next with the 6 of Wands, is the celebration of look how far you've come, and to celebrate it as you do that. So I love that for you. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here too. Yep, that one there. And come on, cards, cooperate. And then, okay, and that one's yours. So you've got the power of now, which there's immense power in living in the present moment, not the past, not the future, but being in the moment. And then your other card is the alchemist within, that change, or that how you've transitioned your inner belief system and how you have seen yourself and your worth, right? A long time coming. I love it. So your advice from your higher self, drawing the alchemist within card. It's a powerful sign from your higher self, emphasizing your innate ability to transform experiences into wisdom. It's exactly what I said for those 2 years. So much, and it gleaned so much wisdom for you. Just as the alchemist turns lead into gold, you too can turn challenges into opportunities. Your soul advises you to trust your journey, knowing that every step, every hurdle is shaping you, refining you. Remember, your true purpose isn't a destination, but the journey itself. The alchemist speaks of seeking one's personal legend and understanding that the journey itself, with all its trials and tribulations, is the real treasure. So the process, the journey that you've been through, everything that you've learned, that's the joy, the celebration of it. So I love that for you. And I did not put your timestamp. How rude of me. I will put a question mark and come back to that. I'm so sorry. I got all caught up in your name that I forgot and failed my duties. But you're live, so at least you know that. But for the future, when I eventually go to pin it, I will go and watch the video and jump up to that, because I know it's right after Deb, so we'll be able to find it. But I love that. Thank you again for your donation. I appreciate that. I'm excited. I'm celebrating your journey along with you. All right. I'm going to take a quick sip here. All right. So, Sean G, you are up. And we've got 110.33 for yours. So thank you for your donation via the CashApp, or we have it over there. So your question must be over here. So there's that. There's that. Hey. All right. So you're on a fitness journey. Oh, my heart goes out to you. I am on the very edge of one. I'm starting with my eating and my health, then I will get into fitness. And you started lifting again. Oh my gosh. Is your body responding well to the regimen? Anything you need to do with your eating to get the psychic I'm going for? I know, I think you meant like the physicalness of it. Is your scale right? Right? Because I think it's broken and it's lying to me about how much you weigh, right? Let's take a look. You're so funny. And it's not about weight, really, too. Try measuring in inches, because, of course, muscle is heavier than padding. And so the more muscle you put on, it could actually look like you're not losing weight or gaining weight, because muscles are heavier too. So usually if it's like you're trying to like trim down your waist or whatever, use a measuring tape and keep track of that rather than looking at weight, because weight is an illusion anyway. So it's good that it's broken, but or it's not, because it does lie. It's not, doesn't lie. It's just not an accurate picture of our weight or our fitness journey. But measuring is like you're measuring the firming of things, and if you're wanting to build muscle, like guys, of course, yo, let me see how big my guns are getting, but it's so maybe think about that. All right, but let's jump in here. So is your body responding well to the regimen? All right, we'll do that. Of course, disclaimer in the description box, I'm not a licensed physical trained individual, medical professional, or anything. This is all for entertainment purposes and for fun, right, Tarot? Ultimately, everyone makes their own decisions, and brudda-zen does not take any responsibility for anyone else's choices. All right, on and off of this channel. All right. So is your body responding? Take a look there. Take a look there. Anything you need to do with possibly eating that can help. Okay. And then we'll do, is your scale right? Well, okay, we'll see what that card came flying out. We'll see what that is there as well. I like the energy on the bottom of the deck. You have the World card, which is about abundance and victory, ending of one cycle, beginning of a new adventure. So it does feel like you're going to a new level with that. That's what that represents. We do have, is your body responding well to your regimen? Do you have the Nine of Swords coming in here? This is something important to look at. We'll do that here. And here we go. I have to do this right. The Hanged Man. I had him standing up instead of hanging upside down. So the Hanged Man is about transformation, but it's also about seeing things from a higher perspective. So if you're looking at fitness, one of the things that is very overlooked is stress. How stress actually makes our body, it impacts our body so much, right? When you look at fight or flight mode and stress, Um, it it turns off our digestive system. It impacts our immunities, even impacts the chemicals and stuff in our bodies. So, and because it was amazing, in the job I was in, I was heavy. And when I gave my notice when I was leaving, the first time I left 2 times, maybe, well, then the last time, the third time, but it was the the middle time when I was a IT manager and I had all this stress, all this stuff. I was working 70, 80 hours a week and not eating right and doing all this stuff. As soon as I gave my notice, I gave a year's notice so that we could get everything off of my responsibilities and get everything documented and all that kind of stuff. And as I stopped stressing, the a lot of the weight just started to fall off because also I was just starting to walk a gentle walk, and it was the release of control of everything and the freedom, the free feeling it felt. It actually helps and it allows our body to work its best when we're not stressed. So, looking at your stress, I feel, is what they're having you look at here. I feel like your body is trying to respond to your regimen, but your stress is working against it. So, look at the reason why you're doing what you're doing. Are we trying to become, or are we being coming back to us, right? Because if we're have all these, I need to do this, I should do this, I need to be this person, that. But if I'm doing it for my health because I love myself, not because I want other people to love me, or I'm going to define myself by my body, there's getting into the root of that too with that Nine of Swords, because that's the beliefs and mindsets around why I'm doing what I'm doing. But it's about seeing it from a different perspective, and and I do feel like your body is trying to respond to it. Um, Anything you need to do with your eating? Let's take a look here. Yeah, I've got the Five of Cups, emotional eating. Uh-oh. I can relate. Don't judge me. Ace of Wands. And the Two of Wands. So this does have to do about energy. This is not so much about real eating food, these two, but this other one we'll talk about. Well, the Ace of Wands does too. But, we always talk about when I focus on gratitude for my body, what I love about my body, what I have loved about my body, then I draw in more higher vibration joy that allows me to transform. But if I'm focusing on what I need and I want, that energy works against us. It's every area of our life. If I'm focusing on, any kind of, with those Nine of Swords, any type of things need to happen a certain way and be done a certain way, then, that's working against it. My energy is resisting it as well. The Ace of Wands, something that you can look into are foods that burn burn any kind of excess we want to get rid of, but also those that give you energy. So you might have a little bit of alteration, and then there's emotional eating. I know. Sometimes it's like whenever I have low vibrational energy going on, apple fritters, they just whisper sweet things to me. And, they're my friend. So, but they are really undercover enemies of my body. But it's about just making sure what I'm eating and why. Is it emotionally? Like, I'm craving sugar. What am I really craving? You know, and sometimes it's our body craving something different. Um, and it changes. There's different needs at different times too. But being aware of it, I feel like, is the biggest piece. Balance in all things, not overdoing it. Because then like I said, when I'm like, all right, I can't have any sugar anymore, then when I get a sugar craving and I give in, I give in. And then I punish myself, never again, never again. And then, it's all about, hey, having an apple fritter here and there, not a whole 4-pack from the bakery, but just one is good. You don't need all of it. And if you allow yourself a treat here and there, then you're not depriving yourself and putting yourself in deprivation emotionally and mentally and even physically. So hopefully that helps. Of course, I'm no nutritionist. That's just some things Spirit is mentioning. And then, is your scale broken? The Knight of Wands. Bernie, the fast moving things. Yeah, it feels like it's burnt out. This Knight of Wands feels like there is something not quite going on there, because that Knight of Wands energy is like fast moving. It's a horse on fire, so maybe it's short circuiting or something. But again, like they said, rather than wait, possibly look at just measuring inches or centimeters, if you like the metric system. And and that is probably a more accurate picture there as well. So hopefully that helps. And let us give you your fortune cookie too. Let's see what else Spirit has to say here. All right, we got that. Tell you what, you can really smell the forest fires that are going on here in Colorado. And I'm like, I remember when we had fires on the edge of our town at one time, a couple 15 years ago or something. It was like your body just knows, All right, you got spiritual regression as your first card here, Sean, which says seek healing and wisdom in the memories of your soul's journey. So that could be some emotional release that could help, because there could be something, if you feel something within your body, we do store emotions in our physical body too. So something to think about if that resonates. You've got divine timing too, right? Everything unfolds according to a divine plan in its perfect timing. While we might grow impatient or doubtful, the universe always knows when it's the right moment for things to manifest. So it's about loving our body in the moment as it is, doing the things, but not getting attached to an time outcome or an outcome even. Just begin to take the pressure off. And I'm going to do the things I do for joy and for loving my body, not for getting to a certain goal. Then we're not stressed, because stress again works against us, right? Your higher self's message with the divine timing card is one of patience and trust. It's an encouragement to let go of anxieties and the urge to control, to flow with the rhythm of life. Remember, every delay or change in direction is purposeful. Trust that everything is aligning for your highest good. Life in its grandest orchestration is a symphony of events, experiences, and moments that occur in divine timing. Trusting this process means letting go of the need to control outcomes, understanding that there's a larger plan at work, one that often operates beyond our immediate comprehension. So we do the things we do, follow our gut, follow the instinct, follow spirit. But I like that for you. Hopefully that helps a little bit there. Right, so that's what they have for you, Shanji. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. All right. Let's see where we're at here. Okay, here we are over here. All right, so Dupree, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Whoops. Let's grab your correct timestamp. Ooh, look, 124:24. Boom. All right, let's give that a love and a like since it lets me. And can you get a general reading on what's coming? All right. Oh, yeah, sorry, I didn't see that earlier. Are you catching up or taking any questions? Oh, yeah, this is a live session, not a makeup session, so I like that. Those only happen on Sundays now, Sunday afternoons. I know things have changed up. All right, so your question is down here. You're on, let's see. Oh, no, it's right here. Can I get a general reading or what's coming? All right. It's right there in your donation. Hello. All right, so let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know here? All right, so let's see what we have. The bottom of the deck, you do have Leo energy here with the Strength card. And of course, we're in Leo season. We've got the Lion's Gate yesterday. Right? Yeah, today's Saturday. I'm like losing track of time. So that is really, there's this energy coming in of, I don't know why it feels like new beginnings, but I feel like there's this energy, this courage, this inner strength that's been building up within you to step forward. And I feel like it's just what you're going to be doing here in the next like 3 to 5 to 7 weeks. So I feel like there's something you're doing in 3 weeks, something you're doing 2 weeks after that, something you're doing 2 weeks after that. But there feels like there's these stages of these decisions you're making, and you're stepping up and doing that. So I like that for you. Let's see what the first little thing is here. Is this 1, 2, 3? Oh, you know what? You do have 3, 1, 2, 1. So I like this this energy. We're actually going to start on the far right, which is the no, they're like, we're going actually, we're going to go 3, 2, 1, because the first thing that you're doing here in 3 weeks has the most action and energy behind it. And then there's a step, and then the 2 weeks after that is the number 2, and then 2 weeks after that is the number 1. So I get it now. All right. So this is the one in between now and 3 weeks from now. Yeah, the 3 of Wands, a change of direction. This is with new information that's coming in, where you were headed. You are taking in a course, and this is that courageous. You know what? I'm gonna go this direction. You have the 7 of Pentacles, which is an energy. You see some fruit of your labor that comes in, and it's not the fruit that you like. You're like, well, it is fruit, but it's not the taste I'm looking for in life. I'm looking for something else. So this is the change. That the reason why this is where the information comes in. Some of the results of things you've been doing aren't giving you what makes you feel the way you want to feel. So you're wanting to change it and go a different direction there. Yeah, and you do have the 8 of Wands. Here's the 8 Lion's Gate energy. This energy coming in, 8, 8. So it is this ready to head off, and even, I mean, they're even heading off in a new direction. Bye. So there is this movement that's coming in, and just know that there's no wrong choice, that you can change your mind, and that we will change our mind again and change our mind again, because the course of life isn't just a straight line. It's usually, you know, like this, and it's an adventure, and we can look at it that way. In between all that too, yeah, really a lot of clarity around the star card, which is your dreams come true energy. It's also a balancing energy that comes in, but you're really seeing what it is I want to do, how I want to express the unconditional love in my heart with the world. And this is the clarity that's coming in, and the direction that why you're changing direction, because you're like, this isn't aligning with my true north. So I'm readjusting things to be more in alignment with where I want to go. And then 2 weeks after that, within those 2 weeks after that, yeah, 9 of Swords, really letting go of a lot of fears, a lot of expectations um, out of your life. And you have the Two of Cups here too. And so the Nine of Swords is about, it's like I said, it's called the Nightmare and Insomnia card, but it's a lot of our mindsets, the supposed to be, the should be, the need to be, which when you try doing that with that Seven of Pentacles in the beginning, you were like, well, this is what I'm supposed to go after. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm supposed to head toward, but it's not bringing me what I want. And then you realize that's just opinion. Why do I feel like I needed to go do that? Well, because people convinced me growing up, this is what I should do. This is where I should head. This is what I need to, um, do with my life. And you're like, no, I get to change that. The Two of Cups energy. There's a little bit of relationship connection that's impacted here as well. 5 weeks from now, so that in the second decision-making point. But the Two of Cups is mainly focusing on your power of emotional choice, realizing I get to choose my journey and my adventure, but I get to choose how I feel about everything too. And again, stepping out of all these stories that we've been told. When this happens, this is the story of what it means about you and what it's supposed to mean. This is how you're supposed to feel, how you're supposed to act and invest your energy. But you're realizing no matter what comes in the future, I get to decide what it means and how I feel about it, no matter what the opinion of the outside world is. And so you can make this change with this, and you're not fearing the future because you realize I get to decide what the future means when it becomes the now, instead of the opinion everyone told me you're supposed to feel this way when that happens. You're like, well, I ain't. I'm going to feel this way about it. So, right? So I like that. And then the third, 2 weeks after that, yeah, the phase changes. You have the Moon card here. And the Moon card brings in a lot of hidden and unknown things, and it reveals things, and it's the cycle of change. But I'm really feeling the full moon standing out here, which is the fruition of some things. So already after the third week, and then 2 weeks after, then 2 weeks after that, you're starting to see the new fruit and the feelings of I love this kind of energy. So it all starts with the boldness of just stepping forward and being willing to make the changes on these things that you just don't feel happy about, the fruit that you're getting back in what you're doing. So I feel like that is what they have. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here too. Whoa. So I lose all the cards onto the floor here. All right. There we go. Boom, boom. And then from the little second stack. All right. So up first, you got personal legend. Dun, dun, dun. Which says, recognize and pursue your personal legend. It's your true path. I like that. The off-ramp, right? Then you also got silence speaks. Advice from your higher self. In the cacophony of life, amidst the endless barrage of sounds, distractions, and chaos, lies the profound power of silence. Silence isn't merely the absence of noise, but the presence of deeper truths, insights that speak directly to our souls. Your higher self, through the Silence Speaks card, is nudging you to actively seek moments of quietude. In the silent corridors of your mind, away from external distractions, lie profound truths and insights waiting to be discovered. So that revealing of those, going beyond the thoughts and beliefs that don't serve you anymore, these expectations that you're wanting to be free from, right? It's an urging to disconnect from external chaos and tune into internal peace. Dive deep into this silence. Let it envelop you. Let it speak to you. You'll be surprised at the wealth of knowledge and clarity it brings. Throughout various spiritual traditions, silence is revered as a gateway to deeper understanding and enlightenment. It's in the quietude, in moments of introspection, that we often find answers to our most pressing questions. By actively seeking silence, by immersing ourselves in its embrace, we give ourselves the chance to connect with the universe, to hear the whispers of our soul, and to bask in the boundless wisdom that often gets overshadowed in the daily hustle and bustle. Yep, so taking the time to step back and what is it that I want, right? So I love that for you, Dupree. That's what they got for you. So many blessings. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. Right. Empress Beauty, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. All right. And I'll give an update on where we're at on donations here in a moment as well. All right. So, Empress Beauty, let's give that a love and a like. Thank you for your donation. How does Al feel about you claiming to be single now? Oops. Uh-oh. Why did I have to find out that way, right? All right. We needed to get some coffee for this tea. All right, let's see. So how does Al feel about you claiming to be single now? All right. Got those. And that one, but that's underlying. Okay. What do we have here? This is so the Nine of Cups, which is joy and celebration and a dream come true energy, is how they claim to feel about it, right? Oh, I'm glad to be single. I'm glad now I can live my dream. I can do this, I can do that. Da 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 da. Okay, but now we'll find out how we really feel. It's about the proclamation and the claim of I'm glad that that we're single. I'm glad this means I can go do what I want to do. It means I can go on, blah blah blah. But let's see how they really feel, right? Yeah, they are trying to understand things. The Hierophant, the number 5 over here, is about trying to see things from a higher perspective, trying to understand. And the King of Wands is also trying to decide, like trying to figure out what's going on so that I can then decide what I want and then make a plan and then follow through with it. So really they're a bit I wouldn't say confused because it's not, I don't feel like it's a surprise that with the energy I'm picking up, but I feel like they're trying to understand what they want to do with it all and what it really means for them, kind of energy. Let's see, you got three little sets here. The next one, got the 6 of Wands and the Temperance. So I feel like here, they feel here that the Temperance card is about alchemy and patience and being temperate, right? About eventually this will bring me a result. The 6 of Wands is like a victory card. So I feel like they're feeling like, well, eventually this will be for my best. This will be for our best, is part of what they're feeling too. Because it's like they have this instinct because they're trying to figure it out with their mind, but I feel like their gut tells them this is actually the best thing for both of us, to you to be single and to go different ways, kind of energy. If is that what's happening here? So let's see here. Their heart, 3 of Cups, energy that comes in here. It is a joy card. What's underneath the surface of that, though? The 6 of Swords, which is movement from choppy waters to calmer waters. Their heart does feel like relieved because it's like um, it's the not knowing that drives us nuts a lot, the human side of us, right? It's like, um, am I going to get divorced or am I not? And then when it's like, yes, we are, and the divorce is happening, there's a relief that comes because it's the not knowing that in the future that makes us feel unsure and makes us feel like we're out of control and all that. But once things kind of are, in a way, I feel like they feel like this solidified things, if that makes sense. And so it's like uh, they're like, okay, well, this this is good, it will be good. I got to figure out what this means for me, but I do feel like this is for our best and for both of our bests. And now that it's over, right, well, we can move forward, kind of energy. Um, but I do feel like their mind is the one that's going to do the most um, damage control in their own minds, if that makes sense. Um, yeah, they'll miss you, kind of energy, but they know that again that it's for the best because it just feels like fire meeting fire, and they're like it just we burn so bright in good ways, and then we can burn and create a what do they used to call that, the inferno. And it's like they realize the necessity that needs to happen, kind of energy. But hopefully that is the clarity that you're looking for there. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in too. See what else they can add in here for us. Yeah, we got the Soul's Voyage, which says, embrace your journey between lives. Understanding it shapes your current existence. It's an interesting energy, but I feel like for them, that is being in between relationships, to take time to understand what is happening here. I feel like they had a lot of repetitive cycles before, and they would go from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship. But I feel like there's this pausing time that's allowing them to realize in a lot of situations there was a common denominator. And they're like, oh, wait a minute. Maybe it wasn't all of them. Maybe I had something to do with it too. Yeah, right. So we have that. Let's see here. We also have the universe inside. Let's see what this says. Vast advice from your higher self. The ancient philosophers have often said, as above, so below, as within, so without, which is so true. We don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. So what's going on in here is how we see the world. It's all a reflection of us, right? This aphorism encapsulates the belief that the universe exists within us as much as it does outside of us. We are a mirror reflection of the cosmos, and everything that exists in the vast expanse of the universe can also be found within our being. Drawing the universe inside card is a gentle reminder from your higher self that you are not isolated or separate from the world around you. You are connected, intertwined, and a reflection of the vast universe. In moments of doubt or confusion, look inward, for the answers you seek often lie within, resonating with the universal truths. The concept that we contain the universe within us is both humbling and empowering. Just as galaxies, stars, and planets move in harmonious patterns in the space, so do our cells, molecules, and atoms within us. By understanding and aligning with the universal laws, we can better navigate our lives and tap into profound wisdom that resides within. Wow, pretty deep. But so I feel like it's a good decision here. I feel like it's very supported. I feel like it is a good kind of end point, energy that needed to happen to allow you both to go in directions that are more in alignment with you. So feels very aligned, as I said. All right. So hopefully that helps, Empress Beauty. Thank you again for your donation. Many blessings to you. All right. So you are very welcome. And let me just grab these real quick here. We'll give you a quick update. Let's see, here it is. All right. So that's how you have your name there. All right. And then I know this is Moonlight 5, even though it says Sama, we know that's you, Moonlight 5. All right. So who we have in the note, we have Aries Rising again. Let me just put that here. All right. So Maria P will be up next via Z PayPal, and then Michelle Smith via Z Cash App. And then we'll jump over to Aries Rising, and then to Moonlight 5, and then back to Aries Rising. So that's where we're at in donations right now. All right. So Maria P, you are up 146.25. Maybe that's why I should just do to say it. Well, you guys got to see it too. But I can do that. There we go. You're very welcome. All right. So Maria P, thank you so much for your donation via Z PayPal. And let's see what we have going on here. Hey, Maria. Good to see you. She's live. So Wally's in feelings towards you tonight. Let's see what has evolved throughout the day, right? Absolutely. It's my pleasure. Thank you for consistently allowing us to view the days of your life here. So that's their feelings and then their thoughts. What's he's up to this weekend? Okay. Where your boss is happy with your work today. Okay. What's coming for you at work? From the dark side, is he leaving that and getting his own place? Based on current energies. And what's coming for you and Wally in the fall? All right. Come on, cards. There we go. All right. Scooch, 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 scooch. All right. So his feelings and thoughts. So yeah, we've got this consistently the last few days, right? The 5 of Pentacles, which is the fear of abandonment and being left behind. And the 9 of Wands here, energy too, this perseverance energy. I like the combination here because there is this, I know this is me. I know this is something that I felt a lot. It's not really about you, but this is from Wally's standpoint, of course. And the 9 of Wands is saying, but it's a perseverance energy, but I just need to keep going. I'm not going to allow my fears to stop me. I'm still continuing going. And it's because it's worth it. Otherwise he would say it's not worth it. Bye, and he'd be out, right? But he's not. And he's persevering. So it's a good energy because they're saying that the relationship they have with you is worth this, going forward, right? And his glasses. Oh my gosh. See how he is? Too funny. All right. What is he up to this weekend? The Wheel of Fortune. We had that Pentacles energy, and it feels like that's a big focus on the fortune, the money, the but it feels like the outside world kind of energy, doing the stuff, maintaining the properties, what I own, what I have, doing the physical to-do list kind of energy, the wheel of fortune, the tune of for me kind of energy. Yeah, yeah, that's what it feels like. What you're saying, or he feels to continue the relationship. That's what it feels here, persevering, pushing forward, kind of energy here. And but it feels like he's really focused in on that. Like I think you got the King of Pentacles. That is what they're showing me before, and it is that energy of going forward and about the physical possessions and things like that. So just kind of that. Or your boss is happy with your work today. Yeah. You got the King of Cups. Yeah, the balance between head and heart. So that is a good energy. That's a good fit energy. And so they're like, it feels very balanced energy there, both of head and heart. So uh, they were, like I said, that feels like what a great fit you are for what you do is kind of an energy that's there. What's coming for you at work? Got the Nine of Pentacles. So there is reward and independence and stuff here too. So it is a feeling of fullness. Um, and there's an energy. I don't know about working from home, but the nine card is a card of hermit and kind of being away from individuals. So you might be doing something here that's more specialized, where you're not amongst everything else, that you might be pocketed away from somewhere. But with this Nine of Pentacles, it is a very rewarding type of energy that's coming forward there. So I do like that for you. I feel like you're going to have something, at least recognition next week, for you. But I feel like that's what's coming for you at work. You didn't say next week, right? Okay. Yeah. So for some reason, I I didn't think you said next week. So this is what's coming for you. But then they threw in next week. I feel like you get a reward of some kind, at least recognition of some kind. So I like that. So the dark side, is he leaving to get his own place? We have the Emperor. So they're in that decision mode. They would like to have their own palace. And I feel like they're in the process of trying to determine what they want and putting a plan together, and then they'll take action. But I feel like they're still in the planning mode. I don't feel like I feel like they still want their own place for transition time. Yeah, is where they're still at. I just checked in to see if that had changed, but they're still have this plan of, I would like to have my own place, because they really want to be independent from someone's threats and influence, as far as, well, my name's on the lease too, and you better do what I want, or blah, 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 and I'm going to leave you high and dry, and blah, blah, blah. They just are tired of those. They just want this feeling of safety and separation before they move forward into different relationships and things of a more permanent nature. What's coming for you and Wally this fall? Three of Cups, joy, joy, and celebration. We like that. Eight of Cups is transformation, and it's a card though of, like, you put in the blood, the sweat, the tears. You see the fruitfulness of working things out. Really, this joy energy, and the moon energy too. A lot of emotions being seen and coming to the surface here too. So there is a bit of energy with this emotional flow that comes up here. Underneath the surface here, you got your Leo, passionate energy, courage coming in here, for the fall too. Strength and courage to step forward Or some wrestling. Hello. Whoa. No, I'm just kidding. But I like that for you. It feels like some positive energies that are coming forward based on current energies. But it's been pretty much, you guys have had a steady path for the most part, except for the one little, um, situation. So it just feels like a continued, continued growth there. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in too. Ooh, what time is it? I think, oh, okay. I go, it's getting dark out. And I'm like, oh, because it's almost 8 o'clock. It's like, ooh, here comes a storm. I'm like, no, it's just the sun going down. All right. And then what else? Okay, this one. So you've got the observer. Stalking, are you? No, I'm just kidding. Be the observer of your thoughts and emotions. Don't get entangled. I like that. It's always a reminder, right? Be aware of, is my mind set into expectations, or is it set on gratitude, right? Are my emotions set in fear, or is it in gratitude and unconditional love, right? Where's my energy? You have the power of now. Sorry if I didn't show that to you. Your other one. The power of now says, the appearance of this card is a gentle reminder from your higher self that life's true essence unfolds in the current moment. Dwelling in bygones or fretting about tomorrow can cloud the clarity and beauty of now. That's what we talk about, right? We get stuck in the past or the future because of expectations. But when you live in the now, which is where gratitude lives, we're grateful for what we do have now. Not, it's got to be this in the future, or this is what happened in the past. That does steal the beauty of the moment. Your soul beckons you to take a deep breath, center yourself, and truly experience the world around you in this very moment. In the stillness of the present, you'll find not just peace, but also answers you've been seeking. When we embrace the present, we unchain ourselves from the burdensome weights of what was and the speculative anxiety of what might be, granting our spirit the freedom to experience, learn, and simply be. Living in the present moment is not merely an act, but a continuous journey of conscious awareness, which unfolds the tapestry of our existence moment by moment, breath by breath. By immersing ourselves in the now, we tap into a wellspring of peace and tranquility, allowing us to navigate through life with serene composure and mindful awareness. Every card draw in that instance becomes a reflection, not of our yesterdays or tomorrows, but of our now, offering insights and guidance deeply intertwined with our current state of being. Yeah. Come back to the now, right? Boom. All right. That's what they have for you, my dear. Thank you again for your donation. I appreciate that. So many blessings to you. All right, Michelle Smith, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Boom. There we go. And thank you for your donation via the Cash App. And let's see, what time was that? 6:49. So let's find you here. I think I saw your name amongst the chat here. There it is. Peace, brother. So you're going to sell food from your home. You love to feed people. What do the ancestors say? Get in business insurance. No, I'm just kidding. Liability insurance. If someone, tell you food, there's probably rules. I'm sure there's rules and requirements, blah, 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 right? I know. All right, let's take a look here, Michelle. So what do your ancestors say about selling food from your home? I love that you love to feed people. Let's see here. I feel like they're saying you always have, like in all your lifetimes, you always love to feed people. Isn't that great? Yeah, Cancer moon energy, Mother Moon. It's that mother energy in you. What is it? I feel like it's like Spanish mothers, Mexican mothers, Italian mother. Actually, there's a lot of that. Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Did you eat? Have you eaten? Always. There's like I feel like there's like all these different um, you've been all these different characters in all these different lifetimes, always offering food, always making sure people are fed. It's like the Maid Marian from the Robin Hood stories, right? I love that. All right. So I love that energy underneath. They're saying yes, again, and that's also a past life energy, the subconscious moon card for me. So I like that. So what else do they have to say? Yeah, don't kill anyone. Make sure you are very aware of letting people know what's in something so that people with allergies that you don't kill anyone. But that's a little joke from them. But I like this rebirth. Like I feel like it's doing that helps you feel renewed in here as well. Underneath that, you have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, being true to your authentic self, helping your feeding your community, creating a community through here too. It does feel like it births a community here as well. So I like that. But that is funny. Don't kill anyone. Make sure if it has peanuts or whatever, right? Whatever. And some people are allergic to things, right? So be very careful. You have the Ten of Wands next to the the Page of Cups, which is heightened emotion. It brings you happiness. The Ten of Wands it takes a lot of work, but it's worth it for you because of the happiness that it brings you. It also is a card of abundance that comes in with that. It's even though it takes a lot of work, it does bring you a lot, but it brings you a lot emotionally more so than I feel like financially and everything, at least in the beginning. It just, again, you love to feed people. It makes you feel that overflow with that. So I love that. What else do they have here for you? Yep, Three of Wands. It might go a little different of a direction than you anticipate with new information. But you have the King of Pentacles, which is an abundance energy that comes in here. So I do feel with that Three of Wands, it is with new information, new things you learn. You do make alterations to your original plan, but it's not like a 180 where you go in the opposite direction or go way off 90 degrees in a different direction. It's more of a kind of in the same direction, but you kind of alter it a little bit. So be open to changing it a little bit, remembering your why of why you want to do it, right? And then what happens here? You've got Leo energy coming in, which is this leadership, stepping forward, having the courage and going with your inner strength to step forward and doing it. Definitely with the Ace of Swords, do your research. Look for clarity on how to do it, how to make sure, in all seriousness, because people can be physically impacted by food. Maybe look into some business insurance that protects you with liability, or see if you are a homeowner's insurance, if there's something that can be added on, or renter's insurance. But if you have insurance, of course, where you're at, I'm sure you probably do, but um, just cover yourself, because even from our heart, how much we love to give sometimes, especially if people can be impacted physically, it's good to cover thy bohini. And you have, yeah, I love this with the World card. It's victory. It's an ending of a cycle, the beginning of a new adventure. Again, like with the Death and Rebirth card, I do feel like it's a beginning of something beautiful in your life, and it's very supported, it feels like, from your ancestors here. So I like that. Of course, got the Magician on the bottom of the deck too, which is all about whatever you focus on, how you focus on it is how it grows and expands. So as you're doing it, and the gratitude you have about being able to do it, and the impact you're making, just the gratitude around it just helps it expand and grow as well. So I like that for you. Let's put these back in. We'll grab a fortune cookie for you too. See what else they have here. All right. Maybe not those. Let's simmer down. I'm throwing cards all over the place. All right, there we go. And then what about this here? Okay, and here. All right, so your first card is the Dreamer's Reality. Wow, that's your dream, right? Remember, your dreams hold the power to shape your reality. Embrace them. Wow, how perfect. So embrace your dream. Then you also have the Soul's Companion. So there might end up doing this with someone, possibly, if you are not already. But advice from your higher self. At various stages in life, we encounter individuals with whom we share an inexplicable bond, a connection that seems to transcend time and space. These are our soulmates, companions of our soul's journey, often appearing when we least expect but most need them. Drawing the Soul's Companion card is a gentle reminder from your higher self about the importance of cherishing these deep connections. They're a testament to the timeless journey of your soul through various lifetimes, landscapes, and experiences. I like that. Them all saying, all these last lifetimes, you've done this too. Your soulmates are mirrors reflecting back to you not just who you are, but also who you can become. Embrace these relationships, nourish them, and acknowledge the profound impact they have on your spiritual evolution. So I do feel like you do, in embarking in this, you do attract these individuals, these souls that, like in past lives that you guys have done this together. Here you guys come back together to do it in this lifetime as well. People who love serving food and helping. So I feel like you'll get helpers coming your way. Remember, while journeys are personal, having a companion makes the voyage richer and more meaningful. Throughout the course of history and your history, various spiritual teachings and philosophies have expounded upon the concept of soulmates. These aren't merely romantic partners, but kindred spirits, friends, mentors, or even strangers who resonate with our soul's frequency. Their presence in our life isn't coincidental. They've been our companions through various lifetimes, aiding our spiritual growth. Every interaction, every shared moments with a soulmate holds profound lessons and experiences that propel our soul forward on its eternal voyage. Wow, I love that for you. So it feels very supported. It's what you do. I love it. It's like part of what you do. I have some people I do readings for that have music and acting that's intertwined within their being. And in readings we've done for many lifetimes, it's always been that. And I feel like food and cooking and serving food and helping people through the gift of food has been something that's been intertwined through many, many of your lifetimes too. So I love that for you. So thank you again, Michelle, for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. I'm excited for this extra new adventure. All right. All right, hold on. Drink a little too much there. All right, drinking problem. So that was there. All right, so Aries rising, we are to you for number 1 here. Let's grab this here. There we go. And so thank you for your popcorn. We will circle back around for your second one after Moonlights there. So for the first one, absolutely. Thank you for coming on tonight. I appreciate you being here tonight. So an inquisitive read on K's thoughts and feelings about C and vice versa. This is not a love reading. Okay, that's good to know. That we know of anyway, right? And then number 2 is an even more intuitive read. Oh, okay. Well, we'll get to that. Let's find out here first. Insights on K's thoughts and feelings about C and C's thoughts and feelings about K. All right. So tap into K's first. So what are their thoughts and feelings towards C? Okay, thank you. This one first. Okay. So thoughts, feelings. And then for C versus K, so thoughts of C, tap into C towards K, thank you, and feelings. All right, well, that's funny. 2 in 1 and 2 in 1. More thoughts than feelings, it appears. Underlying energy, they both kind of have this sense of hiding truth and but not to be deceitful. It feels like in both of their energies, they've got this, don't give more information than you need to because it makes you vulnerable. And when you are vulnerable, then it makes people, gives people power over you and opens you up for being taken advantage of and being hurt, right? Totally not a love read yet. So let's see what we have here. So K's thoughts first towards C. So K's thoughts, we have the 10 of Cups, which the 10 of Cups here is an energy of joy and fullness. So this is their perception of them. I feel more so this first card is they seem of someone that kind of joyful, almost on the verge of a Pollyanna in their mind. It seems like, but this is their perception. They're always trying to put the positive twist, but they don't trust the joy, the smile of C. It's almost like they think it's a crocodile smile, like crocodile tears, crocodile smile energy. But they see them, they're like, I don't, I think there's more there. And that's that mistrust that both of them have from the get-go. Anyway, let's see what other thinking they have here. Yeah, all this joy energy here that K has. At least they appear that it's like, all right. It's like their brain is like, well, they're funny. I don't know why they say that. And they're like, well, they make me laugh. Or I laugh at them. I'm either laughing with them or at them. Either way, I'm laughing. That's interesting energy. Let's see what the emotions are. See what it brings in here. Yeah, 9 of Swords. So underlying here, there is this mistrust, this fear. I feel here, let me sit in this because I'm getting this energy that they remind them. So C reminds K of someone from their past that they don't trust at all. And so there is this, that's where a lot of this mistrust, comes in of K towards C, is that they remind them so much of someone from their past that they're just like, I know you're a vampire in any moment. The fangs are going to come out. I'm waiting for it. But I'm, in the meantime, just, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting. What is this? I'm just waiting. Joy. It's like not attaching. I'm just being. I'm not investing in that other person because I don't feel like they're going to be around, because as soon as their fangs come out, I'm staking them. You're out. Poof. It's the kind of mind that Kay has. So that is interesting energy that's there. Let's see the other side here too. Let's see what's going on here. So going into C's thoughts about K, correct. Ace of Swords, curious, wanting more clarity around who they are and what. Very much an observer of K, because the energy that I feel in the reversal, the vice versa, is I'm not passing quick judgment. Well, just the initial judgment, but the additional judgment, no, what comes after? You have the judgment, and then you have the sentencing, right? But the sentencing, in order for me to sentence you, I need more information. I'm going to gather more information. I'm going to observe. I'm going to really try to understand before I pass the sentencing on my judgments of you, to make sure my judgments are clear. So there's a little bit of open-mindedness on C, but just a little open-mindedness, not a lot. Because I do feel here, it's interesting with the Eight of Cups. Even though this isn't a love reading, the Eight of Cups is a reminder. I feel like they both remind each other of like people that they've been with in the past. And that's why there's this mistrust towards each other from the get-go, where I feel C is a little more lenient in gathering information to pass to judgment, where K just feels like, nope, you're not getting beyond these walls. It's like a vampire asking someone, let me in. No, I'm not inviting you in. Not at all. I know you're a vampire. you know, and from C standpoint, they at least have this understanding that even though you meet people that are like other people, it doesn't mean they're like other people. But in C's mind, a lot of people have proven to, you are like that. At least in C's mind. Yeah, you are that. I gave you the benefit of a doubt, but you proved me wrong for giving you the benefit of a doubt. But then other people proved them wrong in that they didn't do that. And they're like, okay, well, not everyone is like that. Okay. So I'll look for information to do that. But I do feel like in their mind, they remind me of so-and-so. So I'm very aware, very cautious. Cautious of each other is a good word, because I feel like they have that in common. Let's see what the emotions are for her here. Got the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is an energy of solidness. But this feels like the solidness isn't like the feelings toward them. The feelings are just kind of very grounded, if not numbed, that they really don't have they really don't allow their emotions to get too much out of hand, because there is this protective energy of like the eagle protecting this person in the nest. I just feel like they do have their walls up already around their heart, so I don't feel like their C is very impacted emotionally, because they kind of feel like this numbness, versus K has a lot of fear that ignites their emotions, you know. Interesting energy. But on the bottom, they do have that betrayal energy where they're like, I feel like they both remind each other of people who betrayed them in the past. So they're just keeping one eye on each other because they don't trust one another. Hopefully that resonates. Well, we'll see. Let's pull a fortune cookie here for this situation. Hmm. So do I feel like there's who's threatened? Who feels threatened? Does anyone feel threatened by each other? It's kind of foggy, but I feel like there's some threatenedness. But it feels like what I'm seeing is like if I'm in a friends group and what threatens me is that someone else gets attention and I don't, that my inner child feels left out. And I feel like they both kind of go back and forth with that a little bit too. Well, take a look here. The fortune cookies, we've got silence speaks. Good. In silence, find the deep wisdom of your being. Yeah, that sitting, that feeling of being in quietness is important for both of them. Yeah, spiritual regression. Advice from the higher selves. Drawing the spiritual regression card is a sign that answers to your current dilemmas may lie in the past. There we go. We knew it's reflections of people from the past, right? It's an invitation to explore the depths of your soul, to uncover past experiences that shape your now. This isn't merely about past lives, but also past traumas or joys in this lifetime. Your soul advises seeking healing, possibly through guided meditation or regression therapy. By understanding your past, you illuminate your path forward. And that makes sense. So in addition, of course, it's like they remind each other of their past, but everyone is a mirror for us, right? But they are mirroring pain of the past. So there is that, they're seeing that through their eyes, right? Oh, threatened. Are they both threatened for each other or one more than the other? So they do feel well, they're not just threatened of each other. They're threatened of anyone that gets more attention than them. By each other. They're threatened by each other, but by other people too. But since we were focusing on how they felt about each other, that they do have that threatenedness too that comes in of that someone is going to be liked more than I am. I already feel low enough. So when you're doing that, I feel like you're pushing me down when really they're not, right? Yeah, absolutely. So that is for that one. We'll circle back around for number 2 here in a moment. So we have a moment to kind of gather in there, let that sink in, and then we'll be back for number 2. But for now, thank you for that first one. We will jump in here to Moonlight. Moonlight, let's grab your time step. Oh, look, 224 even. All right. So Moonlight, thank you for your donation and for your piece of cake. So do you still have energy stuck to you? Who influences your energy and feelings? Oh, okay. Let's take a look. All right. So one, do you still have any energy that's stuck to you? Like hanging around in your aura, And who influences you? What energy comes in, right? On these two down here. Okay. Take a look here. All right. So energy stuck. Let's see here. Do you have energy stuck? It looks like, I mean, you have the sun here, which is about burning bright, right? Your aura is burning bright, and you've burned away a lot of energy here. And with that 10 of Swords, it looks like you've put an ending to a lot of that's the expectations equal, what's the being sick and tired of trying to please everyone else. And it feels like with the release of energies that you don't have like energy in your like your aura and your energetic field. You don't have other people's energy stuck to you. You burnt it away. The 10 of Swords is saying that you do have some little miniature representations of many people still living in your head. You've corralled them, but they're still in your head. So there's still some stories that are running around. They're not running around in your head. They're just whispering in your head because you have them in a soundproof. Well, you don't have them in a soundproof room or you wouldn't hear them, but it's a dulled room where it's muffled, but they're still telling you stories of the past. So there's still some in there to be looked at. And we'll find out who influences your energy and feelings. Because of course, you are the one that gets to choose, regardless of external influence. You have the power to choose your stories, your emotions, your energy, your actions. Other people make it easier or harder for us to choose, but ultimately we are the ones that have the power. So when we're looking and asking this, it's like, remember your power, remember who you are, right? Remember that sun, bright sun that you are. No one can come near that sun without permission, without getting burned energetically, right? So I like this, but we'll see who is like a way to ask the question is, who are you allowing to influence your energy and feelings, right? Because no one can force you, but it's what we allow, right? So it's important, like, who am I allowing to influence my energy and feelings? You have the Two of Swords. And it's funny, that's the dance between the heart and the mind, right? So you are influencing, of course, your energy and feelings. This mind that's full of all these expectations, all of that stories the mind has influences your energy, but also does your heart, this beautiful connection you have to the spirit world. So it's like your head and your heart influence it. So being aware of what your mind is telling you, being aware of what your heart is telling you, and realizing I get to choose the story. So if my mind, it's like if you're, let's say you have the TV on and you have on a station that's all about the news and all the bad news and all the bad stuff that's happening, blah, blah, blah. That's your mind, right? And if we have that on around us all the time, that's influencing my energy. That's what my mind is. If my mind is set on a channel that I don't like, then I change the channel. Then it's bringing me positive, making it easier for me to choose higher vibration. Or I have it set on a channel that lets me focus on lower vibration. And neither's right, neither's wrong. It's like, what do you want to experience? From a spirit standpoint, it's all experience. It's all an adventure. It's all different choices, different experiences, different outcomes. They don't rate one as higher or lower in good or bad or whatever. It's just things have higher, more powerful vibration. Other things have more limiting, lower vibration. They just bring different things. It's like sweet things bring a sweet taste. Sour things bring a sour taste. Neither's right or wrong. They just taste differently, and we determine what we want, right? But that's that. And the heart, of course, we can change. If we don't like what we're feeling from our heart, we can change that channel too. So I like that. You have the Fool card, which is an energy here of, I feel like they're telling you here a couple things before we talk about, I think there's two strong individuals here. But the Fool card is about this new adventure, this new journey. You've left behind a lot. And so um, the ones physically in your world are becoming less and less. But it's the memory, it's the little versions that we're saving in our head of these people in the past. They may not be here now, but it's those. This Fool card, though, is you've left it behind. There's a lot less influence on your life because of the choices you made. And I like that. And the Queen of Wands. Yeah, this is that power of energy that I was talking about. You get to choose the extent of how people influence you. You have the power. No one else does. We like to think, oh, I influence other people's lives. It's like, well, I do make it easier or harder for them to choose, but they are the powerful ones in their life, but I'm the powerful one in my life, as you are the powerful one in your life, right? So I feel like they wanted to kind of pre-curse all that, not pre-curse, but just kind of set that all up. Here's the two individuals that probably are the strongest voices in your head. Got the Queen of Cups, someone who's very, very emotional, of feminine energy. And this one feels like someone who maybe mother energy here, because it's someone who is very empathic, but instead of using the true gift of an empath to send love out to the world and to change, it took them, they allowed it to take them into a victim world. Like, oh, everyone, oh, this is so horrible. Oh, I feel everyone's emotions. Oh, this is, and so emotional instability kind of energy that in your life. And so I feel like that's a big piece of that. Hey, yeah, very good. Yeah, definitely such a lot of, I mean, if you look at yourself a year ago, you're like night and day, right? Even a month ago, it's like every month you're making these huge leaps um, in your life through all that stuff. That energy of this year, it's crazy, right? um, but I feel like this is one of the people that's living very heavily in there. The other is the Ace of Wands. Yeah, someone who was very sparky, I guess I would say, very reactive, very passionate kind of energy here. It does feel masculine energy. I feel like we know who that is, but it's someone who was very reactionary, where it brought a lot of, I mean, it's fear, but it's I want to say self deprivation, but it feels like that, where their reactions caused us to walk on eggshells and to shrink and to become small. And you were like, hell no. So we know who that is. I feel like that's who that we know who that is, but I feel like you know who these two individuals are. But it's just about realizing that they are not, no one can make you think any way you don't want to think, feel any way you don't want to feel. So there's this freedom that comes in with all that, and their impact on your life, that you see, the impact that you're allowing them to have on your life has gone from this to this, right? And so you're just working on whittling out the rest, right? Yeah, someone who is easily triggered. It's a great way to say it. Let's see what else Spirit wants you to know through your fortune cookie here. All right. And so here. All right. What else do we have here? Got your energy. Journey of Souls. This is your journey for sure, right? An adventure. Your soul's journey is profound. Understand it to realize your purpose. Ooh. Then you also got the flow of life, which says the advice from your higher self. Life is like a river, ever flowing, ever changing, with calm stretches and turbulent rapids. Instead of resisting or trying to control the flow, we must learn to navigate its waters, trusting that it will lead us where we need to go. By drawing the flow of life card, your higher self is advising you to release the need to control. Yeah, you don't have to control others. Isn't that a great feeling? I know you've gone to this, I've released them. It's a prompt to trust the journey, to go with the flow, and to believe that even the most challenging twists and turns are leading you towards your destiny. Embrace the current moment and know that everything is unfolding as it should. We often try to control or predict the course of our lives, but just like a river, life has its own flow and rhythm. By surrendering to this flow and trusting the journey, we open ourselves to experiences, lessons, and destinations that we might not have imagined. This doesn't mean passivity. It means active engagement with life, with acceptance and trust in its unfolding. Wow, beautiful. I love that for you. Everyone is a soul, right? But um, no one is lost. Everyone's on their perfect path. We feel lost when we're trying to save a soul, because souls don't need saving, and we can't save a soul. We can't control anything. So when we feel people are lost, it's like, you know what? They're on their perfect path. We just think they're lost because they're not on the path we think they should be on, but they're on the perfect path that they think they should be on. Who are we? We're mad scientists in our little mad scientist laboratories, um, having our own little mad scientist experiments. And we don't like it when people come in telling us what laboratory experiment we're supposed to be doing, right? We're like, mind your own business. Oh, that's a good reminder for me to mind my own business, right? I love it. All right. Well, that's what they have for you, my dear. So thank you again for your donation. I love your journey. Such a beautiful, you have room to breathe now, even more, right? All right. So many blessings to you. All right. We're circling back around. We have Aries Rising coming back for your second donation. All right. Let's grab this. There we go. All right. So thank you for your second donation. The sneak peek. Okay, here we go. An even more inquisitive read. I love it. The 8-ball. What are K's thoughts and feelings about M being with C and T this weekend, and what will be the fallout of this? Oh, okay. Interesting. The threats, right? Feeling the threatedness. All right. So, okay. Sit to their K's energy here. Okay. And so, what are their thoughts and feelings about M being with C and T this weekend? Okay. Okay. And then, what will be the fallout? Dun, dun, dun. Got those. But I want this one too. Okay, this one. I knew there was another tea bag. Whoa, wait, that's not what I meant. All right. Oh, yeah. So we definitely have this here. On the bottom of the deck here, we've got the Knight of Wands, which is the horse on fire. Very reactive energy going on here. So it's fiery energy, right? Yeah, lots of tea bags because there's two and two and two. That's hilarious. Oh my God. Okay, let's get back on track. So yeah, interesting energy here. A lot of fire. So let's see what's going on here. We have the full card. Interesting. With the Page of Swords, clarity, seeking clarity. It does feel here. There is this urge to flee, the fight or flight in this situation. It's interesting. I'm glad you have a sense of humor. The yeah, definitely this full card with I feel like towards M they don't want to make hasty decisions. It's like they want to be on M's good side, I feel, this energy. And they have this initial reaction to flee and to fine, it's over. I don't want anything to do with anyone. Because you abandoned me. That like their little inner child is you abandoned me, and so I abandoned you, right? Um, but because they're like, but I feel like their mind steps in and goes, no, 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 don't send that text. No, 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 don't take that action. No, 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 because their mind is like, seek clarity first. Calm yourself down, and don't react. Simmer. So I feel like that was the reaction. How they felt is like, I feel abandoned. I feel left behind. Like you're doing something with other people and I'm nothing. I don't mean something kind of energy, if that makes sense. But let's see what the repercussions are. I just feel like there is that feeling of just definitely this reaction that comes from it. Um, let's see what this is here. So we've got the Eight of Wands. Yeah, there's a lot of flow of energy. The Two of Pentacles. Here's that balance that comes in. And I do feel like Kate is more of a frying pan. Heat up quick, cool off. And unless I've been hurt in a big way, I don't hold. Well, that isn't true. I was going to say don't hold grudges, but it's like um, I don't express those things. So I feel like they'll express things in the moment, but they won't express it through time, right? Okay, yeah. And I feel like they don't speak about it. They just secretly plot revenge. But I feel like the here is this fire and then the balance coming in with this. Let's see what else comes in here. Yeah, the Two of Wands with the Hermit. I do feel here with this because the Hermit, I feel like they do end up kind of distancing themselves for a little bit. This Two of Wands, you know, I think we had this one before, but if you can see a little bit here, how one person has their back turned to someone else, and then someone has they're looking over their shoulder. I feel like they're like, are they looking at me? Are they looking at me? And I feel like they kind of do this little hermit. I'm by myself. Um, not pouting, sulking. Sulking is a good word. And see if people are going to pay attention. And they learn that from their childhood. I feel like that's how, is it mom or dad or mom and dad? I feel like a lot of mom, but some of dad too. So they got like a helping and a half of this experience growing up. And so they were taught when when someone isn't giving you the attention and doing what you're wanting to do, act sad, you know. All right, well, I'm just going to go spend time by myself. I'll just sit over here by myself. You guys have fun. Boo, 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 you know. But that's what they were taught. That's how they were manipulated as a child. Oh, you're making mommy sad, or dad's giving you the silent treatment because of this. So that's what I feel like, the silent treatment a little bit, to see if people care, you know, kind of energy, through this. Let's see what unfolds after that. Got the 10 of Wands. Oh no. Oh no. And then the Tower. Lightning bolts. The Tower blows up. I was just thinking, because what's the next step is, you know how manipulation usually works. We start off with depth con 1 is the sad Z's, right? The I'm sad because you didn't do what I wanted you to do, because we're taught that other people's emotions are our responsibility. So that does work quite a bit in our culture, many cultures, where I act sad, then you feel responsible for my sadness. You will do what it takes to make me happy again. I manipulate that by sad Z's. If that doesn't work, then we go to rage. Which is bullying and anger and throwing things around. And I don't feel like they will do this, but you know that some people go to physical abuse to try to get and bully people to make them do what I want you to do. Sad didn't work. Well, maybe mad will. And if mad doesn't work, then like the Tower, that is the third depth con, which is rejection, which is abandonment, which is the silent treatment, the cold shoulder, blah, blah, blah. If that doesn't work, then we go back to the first one. I can't believe when I walked away and sat by myself, you guys didn't come after me. I'm so sad. And that doesn't work. We just keep on going. Sad, mad, rejection, sad, mad, rejection, sad, mad, rejection. Some people just skip quickly over sad into mad because of a lot of stuff. But I feel like the repercussions of this is that K does go, K, right? K does go into that mode. And M, I feel, is a pretty, like, out of all of them, I haven't touched into T's energy yet, but M's energy, they feel like they're a very big-hearted, compassionate, patient person, and they put up with a lot of people's shenanigans and their blah, blah, blah. But I feel like at some point, and this is adding to it with all this, that they're like, I'm not going to put up with this manipulation anymore. You know, if you want to walk, walk. If you want to talk, talk. But don't play these games anymore. And I feel like we're getting towards that, you know, that point where M's like, all right, enough is enough. I'm a patient person, but if you're trying my patience, that means you're really irritable. Does M know that K is holding back on expressing those things? I don't I don't think K's face hides anything. I feel like M is very empathic and intuitive, picks up on things, and I feel like from M's point of view that no one's face hides anything. I feel like when they see someone, like they know what like everyone is feeling, and so I feel like they know that they're not expressing those things. But I don't feel like that's an odd thing for M to experience, because M does feel like very empathic, where their whole life they've seen that people hide their emotions, they hide their true feelings, and so they understand where people are coming from and are used to that, so they don't really see it as being any different than anyone else. Um, but I do feel like they're like when they don't, because I feel I'm looking back on their life a bit, and they did have that. They had people who tried manipulating them that way, as well. I almost feel like they had a parent. It would be like if mom did that and dad didn't, and then there was maybe a separation and they went with dad. So they experienced it, but then they got removed from it. But anyway, from whatever happened with M, I feel like they know of it, and they like, I don't like being manipulated, and I won't stand for it for very long. But they're patient, a very patient person, because they understand the battle that people are experiencing on the inside. So they grant a lot of grace and patience, I feel. But I feel like they're like, whatever. They try not to be responsible for everyone's emotional choices. They're like, you know what? I am working on this. I don't have time to solve everyone else's issues. I like that energy. So hopefully that helps, Aries rising. The tidbits. Dun dun dun. All right. So that is what we have for you. Oh, and Alice. Hello, Alice. Let me make sure here. I think this is the Alice from the very beginning. We've come full circle. So Alice, let's see here. Grab your timestamp. 251:41. We'll put both your timestamps. And there it is. Your question is, what is RJ's response to the voicemail you sent him? Whoa. Dun dun dun. Let's find out. All right. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to ask her, have they heard the voicemail yet? Okay. And once they do, or if they have, what is going to be their response? Okay. And this one here. Okay. Let's take a look here. So they haven't listened to it yet. We got the justice card. This is patience, timing. So, there is this, it'll be a matter of time. So I wasn't laughing at you. I was laughing at Aries rising. You like my sound effects? You're very welcome. But I do feel like they haven't listened to it yet with this. So that's why they brought it up, because they haven't listened to it yet. But when they do, we have the Page of Wands. So there's heightened energy. Let's see what this is about. And the Judgment card, which is the calling energy here. And it's funny, it's usually the calling of our life, seeing things, but I feel like um, it will trigger a phone call from them. So I feel like they will respond to you here. Let's see what else we have here. Yep, Queen of Wands. Energy along with the Eight of Swords. So there is a little bit of interesting energy with this, because it is this, I feel like they want to share a little bit with this Eight of Swords of their expectations, their mindsets, the stuff that they're thinking about, a bit here. In the Queen of Wands energy, I don't know, I feel like with this Eight of Swords being the communication energy, that you can see like they're trying to escape out of this cage of their mind. So, and I feel here just the phone call isn't going to be, it's going to become from I feel like it's something I should do. So I'm calling you back because you called me, left a message. Hey, I'm calling you. They're not wanting to really get into this. And I don't feel like it's going to be today. I feel like they'll listen to eventually here when they listen to it. I feel like it'll be tomorrow when they do this. Because I feel like they're out of sorts today. They're just not feeling good, and they're not reading text or voicemails or emails and stuff. It just feels very reclusive kind of energy today, which I understand. When I'm feeling sick, I don't want, like, people like when my host knows, because I live in the basement and she lives upstairs on the main floor, and um, if I'm not feeling good, I just tell her I'm not feeling good. So if I don't answer, blah, 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 it's because I'm sleeping or whatever. I'm not dead. If I am, there's nothing you can do. But and let me know if there's anything I can do for you. I will. And then they know, all right, I'll leave you alone. And I feel like that's their kind of energy. All that to say that is that they like that reclusiveness. But I feel like they call back. So just when they call back, just realize that don't have you get to control it, right? So that's saying if you have expectations around, well, they should do this and this, and when they call, you're going to be sorely disappointed, because I feel like they're just calling because they feel like they need to let you know that everything's okay and they're alive, but they don't want to carry on a big, long, kind of thing. Um, I feel like they need to get through what they're going through, but it feels, the Four of Cups underneath on the bottom, their overall energy, response to the voicemail, like how they emotionally feel. I just feel like they feel empty right now emotionally. But I feel like everyone around them is draining them. Not draining them, because people can't drain us, but I am feeling drained because of my stories, my emotions around what's going on around me. And they just feel exhausted because they feel like they're giving so much when they don't want to give to all these people and all these situations, and they just feel, and that's why I feel like they're getting sick, because their body is saying you need an excuse to stay away from everybody, not you, but everyone else. And they need recovery, they need forced rest and relaxation. That's why I feel like this migraine and everything that's kicking in, um, they're just like, I need to recharge, I need to be separate from all that. So I kind of feel like that's what's coming in there. So hopefully that makes sense. That's what I feel right now, Alice. Hopefully that helps a little bit with what's going on. So many blessings to you. Ooh, the little candle was moving. The candle dancing. All right. So many blessings, my dear. Hang in there. I know. What a fun adventure, right? But whenever we have our alone time, I think we talked about that already. It's a good time for us to reflect on us. What expectations do I have? These stories that I can let go of about myself and about others. So there's some freedom that can come in with all that too. All right. So we will move on here. All right. So Aries rising, boom, boom. We got two more. So 258, 46, but this will be times two. All right. We'll put these out here. Thank you so much for your additional donations. Boom, boom. We're getting into the tea tonight. The tea factory is going. All right. So inquisitive, deep dive, sipping tea kind of read. All right. Oh no, I am almost out of tea or coffee. But that's okay. We got water. So Spirit mentioned the fallout being a lightning bolt tower moment, right? As the fallout. What will that look like and when? All right, let's take a look here. So let's take a look here. Tell us about this lightning bolt. All right. What does that look like and when? Okay. Like the hanged man. I was like, which way does it go? So here's the waiting. Underneath that, here's the tower. The tower is waiting. The tower is waiting. So it does feel like it's in queue to happen. Let's see what that looks like here. So we have the Page of Swords. Yeah, it's because that's what we're talking about. Literally the lightning bolt tower. I love it when they confirm. Yeah, but it's the hanged man is like a cocoon waiting to be birthed. It's trying to see things from a higher perspective. And this is what they're trying to do. I'm trying to and that's what happened in the other one. I think in that reading it was they're waiting because they're um the reaction wanted to brah, but their mind was like, psh, psh, let's gain clarity first, and then clarity does come in, right? What do we have here? Ooh, the World card, an ending of a cycle, the beginning of a new adventure. Ooh, and the High Priestess, them being off alone. So, wow. So what happens here? You can't make this stuff up. I know. I'd be a great screenwriter if I could. But I like this. Well, I don't like it, but what happens here is so they're waiting for clarity, right? They're waiting for communication because I'm over here all by my little self. Are you guys going to invite me to come and play? You know, the little kid that's walking around by the playground waiting for people to invite them to play when they're all going, why are they standing over there? Why aren't they coming to play? Right. But they're pouting over by themselves and they're like, okay, I guess they don't want to play then. It's not working out the way they think it is. Then there's a new adventure. They go do something else together. M goes and does something else, not necessarily with C and T, but with someone else to go do something else, and leaving K off to go boo 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 by themselves. That does it. So then it is shared, I think. Yeah. The magician expresses their little zap, right? I don't know if I knew a Harry Potter battling, you know, how they had those sayings of, you know, alakazam, not to kill. Alakazam, I think, is what kills. We don't want to do that one, but it's definitely an energy. Oh yeah, look, here's the page of wands that we had in that other one. That's underneath the tower. That was the one of the I want to express it. Well, here it comes. They express it and go, I can't believe that you go do things. Why didn't you invite me? What's wrong? Blah 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 blah. And I feel like uh, it does have this impact. Let me see. I'm stepping into the energy based on current energy of what that looks like, because I definitely feel like Kay just kind of, but I don't feel like they'll do it in person. I feel like they do it from the safety of a message. Excuse me, not voicemail, but like, I don't even know if they'll do text, if they'll do email, but it's in a message form. It's like that. It's like text or email or a DM. You know, it's like, I hope you're having fun. I can't believe you went without me. And I don't know what I did to do blah 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 blah. So it starts off the blah blah blah, the sadgies, and then the rah, the rage, and then the maybe it's best if I just hang out with myself. Hope you're having fun. It's like, wow. So that they don't have to wait for their response. They don't have to see it. They don't have to have that there, right? And so I do feel like they do it in a state of um, being upset that goes. So that's the lightning bolt tower moment where they're like, and so I'm off. And so then they go and, um, of course, they don't block anyone because the reason they do that is because they are looking for the attention. They're looking, I'm going to reject you, looking over their shoulder. I'm walking out. I'm leaving. Bye. and, and they're like, all right, if that's what you feel you need to do. Oops. Plan B failed. So interesting, right? Let's see. The second part here, Spirit also mentioned something that you didn't consider. Inquiring minds want to know. Case feelings about. Oh, okay. Yeah. Um, I just feel like it's just a friends thing that M goes and, there's some friends that want to go do something and they're like, um, um, they want to go do something like to a concert, like they get invited to like a concert and they have an extra ticket, one, and they invited and they go and they're like, oh, what? Because they don't know. Kay doesn't know that the situation. They only see it from their perspective. And so they're like, I can't believe you went without me. And I feel like it's something that they would have enjoyed doing. And that's my favorite band. Why didn't you invite me to go along? And they're like, well, someone invited me and gave me one ticket. I didn't think to invite anyone else, you know. That's from M's perception, right? But it's that kind of thing, like a friend, or I think it's just one friend, because there's like a friend had two tickets and someone was going, but then someone can't make it. So they invite M to go along. They go, M, can you go? And they're like, yeah, I'll go, kind of thing. And they're just like, really? You went there without me? It's my favorite band, kind of thing. So that's what it is there. Oh, I tell you what, M has a lot of patience, but it is even running out. The patience bank is heading towards going non-sufficient funds. All right. Lordy, lordy, lordy. That's why I live in a cellar. Just kidding. All right. Let's dive in here. Yeah, let's find out about T here. Let's find out what's going on here with T. Let's get the T on T. So how does K, the thoughts and feelings about T? So thoughts and feelings about T, and T's thoughts and feelings about K. So what I heard was from T's like energy was, that's your friend. I'm just over here. And we have the Two of Pentacles on the bottom, which is a balanced energy that's around here. So I didn't even realize I do sound effects. I need to go back and watch my videos. Pachoo! Anyway, and with the Death card underneath here, they can take them or leave them. I don't feel like they're impacted. It just feels like the energy between them is kind of just almost a friend of a friend kind of energy. It doesn't feel like they're as involved in everything. It's just more like you're the sidekick, you know, and you're over there. I don't feel like they interact a whole lot. I feel like they kind of are more the quiet type that stands to the side and lets all the drama unfold, and they just get to hear all the from C. Kind of energy. But let's take a look. Let's continue in T's energy towards K, since that's where they're starting me. The thoughts around it. Yeah, the Three of Pentacles. T kind of has this energy that's like, let bygones be bygones. Let everyone be who they are. That's just who they are. They don't. I don't feel like they have a bunch of expecting people to be other than who they are. They're very kind of just the Ten of Cups, a happy-go-lucky type of person. It feels like here, because the Ten of Cups is I'd rather focus on joy than focus on unjoy, and so I feel like they're reminding me of I just can't be bothered. I just can't be bothered with it. Kind of very British energy. It's funny, but it's like I can't be bothered by that. And I'm not going to be. Everyone can be themselves, but I'm going to be true to my authentic self, and I allow other people to be themselves. So I feel like they're, out of anyone, even more so than M, they're very much at peace with who they are, it feels like, and that they're okay with things, right? The emotions they have toward K, we've got the Eight of Wands. Okay. And the Six of Pentacles. Balanced energy. I like this. Again, a very balanced, emotional kind of energy that comes in there. But the Eight of Wands, they do get irritated by them. But they balance very quickly, too. They just realize it comes back to that. It's like when it starts going out of balance, they just are able to balance it back. It almost feels a bit Buddhist, a Buddhist Brit. That's the energy of T, a Buddhist Brit, someone from Britain. But it just feels very calm. Like I can't be bothered energy. Now, of course, let's reverse and go over to K. K's thoughts toward T is the Five of Swords. What is that, a mosquito? No, it's a giant fairy. It does look like it has a wasp. Stingy. Let's see what is here too. The Seven of Swords. And the Page of Swords. Oh my gosh. We've got a lot of thought, a lot of thinking here, but I feel like because it's more of the sidekick energy that K looks at T, like you're their sidekick. And had the Seven of Swords before, this betrayal energy of not trusting someone. We had the Ten of Cups of that joy of how they perceive C as well, right? And I don't feel like they don't trust him because you're their sidekick. It's like if I don't know why they're doing this. If the Joker doesn't trust Batman, they're not going to trust Robin either, because you're in cahoots by their mindset, right? But they're also a bit open-minded. They're with this Page of Swords. Again, that is that looking for clarity before passing judgment a bit. But they're like, again, I don't feel like they know him really, really, really well. And they just kind of put him in the same group with C of, I don't trust you guys. Even though I don't know you, just because of the company you keep, I don't trust you, right? Even though I don't know you really well, because you're the sidekick. The main superhero gets all the attention. The sidekick just, gets repercussions for being friends with them, right? Let's see the emotions, how they feel. Six of Wands. Six of Wands is, you know, regarding their energy. Batman and Robin analogy. Da 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 da. See, now I'm going to be aware of my sound effects. It won't stop. Don't worry. It's like I talk with my hands. I also talk with my little expressions. Let me sit here with this. What is this emotion around the Six of Wands? Because it's normally a supportive, victorious, equal attraction energy. It's like, so there's this, it's funny, it's like this energy of, um, if we had met under different circumstances, I think we'd have gotten along. It's like a James Bond versus someone else, It's like if we were in a situation in the, if we were on the same side, I think we would have gotten along, kind of energy. But so that's their heart, that's their feelings. The heart goes, I think they would be fun. I think we would like hanging around with them. But no, you got to hang around with so and so. So now I can't hang around with you, or I can't like you. I can't trust you is more like it. I can't trust you because of, you're involved with Captain Shenanigans. That's funny. So hopefully that brings a little bit in there. And so I feel like it's, like I said, it's more by vicariously. It's like if you've ever watched South Park, Mr. Hanky's song, Mr. Hanky the Christmas Pooh. He loves me and I love you, so he vicariously loves you too. Are you proud of me for knowing that song? But but it's not vicariously loving, it's vicariously not trusting and being suspicious and cautious of someone and jealous of them, But jealousy is because of the insecurities and knowing the kind of life that Kay had growing up, that is, your brother. That is, it's understandable that if we were in their shoes, having lived the life that they lived, knowing what they know, and then being around the energy and the environment they had, we would be exactly the same or very similar to it. So we give love and grace to everyone because they're by the grace of God. Go we, that's what that means. It's like if people had my same astrology, my same upbringing, you would be a lot of what I am, but we're all different. And so that's what I like about tea is that they have that kind of energy of, everyone is a unique soup and they're all going to have their own taste. And if I taste it and I'm like, blah, it doesn't mean I'm going to be a regular consumer of it. No. That's them. They're not a no. They're like a no. I choose not for that. So hopefully that brings you some clarity there, Aries rising. Thank you so much for all of your multiple donations. And I'm so sorry, everybody. I did not get to any free readings again tonight. So that's 4 readings in a row. Very grounded type of person. Oh, yeah, very good. Yeah, I kind of feel that. So I like that. But I will be back tomorrow, everyone. So if anyone has been trying to get free readings and I haven't been able to get to you, my biggest apologies. I know that not everyone can give donations. I used to always finish up and come back on and finish out all readings, but my health went, and so I have to balance. And but I do on Sundays the agreement that we made with Spirit about balance is on Sunday mornings, whatever I don't finish on there, then I do come back in the afternoon and finish out everything then after eating and resting for a little while. So, we can do that. No, you can go ahead. Since I'm in the energy right now, we can do that. I've only been on for 3 hours and 20 minutes, so we're good if you want to do one more, Aries. Absolutely. Hey, Debbie O. You're probably gone already. Hi, and good night. Ooh, got a warning. Thunderstorm is in effect. Oh, it's just a watch. Yeah, absolutely. We will continue. I'll put this ×3 instead for the after pinning here. Yeah, since I'm sitting right in their energies. The energies. So talking about T made you think about L. Okay. LMTCMOUSE. Just used to watch the Mickey Mouse Club. Hey, Katie. Welcome. I am closing out the session. I'm not going to be doing any free readings here in this session. I'll be back tomorrow for free readings from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mountain Time. I do post it an hour earlier for the session, which creates the chat. So a little secret that you guys can actually, once I put out the announcement, you can go in and put your question. And on Sundays, whatever I don't finish in my 3-hour live session, I do come back in the afternoon to finish all readings, including free readings. So if you're not following me on social media, I'm on Instagram and Facebook. All that is linked down in the bottom of the description box of the video towards the very bottom. If you follow me on YouTube and have your alarm set to all notifications, you can actually, you might get the notification when I first create it. If not, if you set an alarm, around 10 a.m. Mountain Time, to go into my main channel page, there's a posts, I think is what they call it now, posts area, and you'll see I post in my community page. It's there too, and then you can just click on the link. It'll take you into the live stream, and you can put your question at that time. So just a little tidbit for everyone. All right, so you want to read on K's thoughts about and feelings about L and vice versa. Oh, right. Let's take a look. Let me take a sip here, Wada. All right. All right. So, okay, let's see here. Let's tap into their thoughts and feelings about L. Okay. Thoughts and feelings. All right. And then L's thoughts. Nope, they don't want these. L's thoughts and feelings about K. Okay. Well, 3 and 2 and 3 and 2. All right. This is almost kind of energy like T, a little bit, in that they can take them or leave them. They're not invested in them, it feels like. We'll start. I feel like we're in L's energy, so we're going to go that route, because that other underlying energy feels like that, the same thing of like, I'm not going to be impacted if they're in my life or not out of my life. They're like, it's okay, they don't bring me a lot of benefit where I feel like I'm losing something, but also yeah, and basically that. So they're not bringing me a whole lot of benefit that I'm like, I want to keep this person in my life, but also I'm not going to be sad if they're not in it either. It's, just they're just kind of there for them. Let's see what their thoughts are here. We got the Five of Wands. Yeah, they're I feel like, because that's conflicting energy a little bit. So I do feel like they do get a little more agitated with them than TT would. The Tower card. They are a bit, yeah, they are a bit, um, I'm going to say here, done with this rejection energy. They're like, if you want to go, go kind of energy. They're like, whatever, you know, because I feel like they've played that card with them quite a bit of rejection, cold shoulder, I'm not responding to you kind of energy. Um, and we have the Magician here too. And I feel L has this, belief that K can can change things. You have the power to be who you want to be. So don't be that, you know. I feel like they're a little more blunt. It feels like L, like they would say that to, they wouldn't like say this behind their face, they would say it to their face. They're that kind of honest person. They wouldn't say it mean. They're like, you're being a jerk and you don't have to be. You have the power not to be that. So why don't you not be that? Okay. That's how nice they would say it. But wow, right? Their emotions toward them. We got the Hierophant and the Queen of Wands. Yeah, there is this energy here, a bit of, seeing things from a higher perspective energy. But I also feel a little bit that L feels like I could teach them a bunch of stuff, because I feel like L can relate to some of K's upbringing or experiences. So they're like, I get it where they're coming from, but if I can change, I know they can change. So I feel like they've learned a lot and they've grown, um, but it feels more like I could be your teacher. I could teach you some things about, you know, your energetic choices, especially with this Queen of Wands. It's one of those I can choose the energy kind of stuff here. But yeah, but again, I take it or leave it energy. I don't feel like they're invested a whole lot in it, but again, it feels like I'm not I haven't embedded them in my life and I'm not embedded in theirs. And so I can limit, and I feel like they have consciously chosen to limit their interactions with them, not out of like rejection or whatever, just with that's enough. I've had enough of that for right now. I don't want to feel agitated today. So they know themselves here. Interesting. Let's see. Now let's look at K's view of L here. We got the Four of Wands, which is an interesting energy. Um, let's see what these other ones are too, because yeah, we have the King of Wands, all this Wands energy here, and the Four of Cups. So there's some pretty stable energy here. With the fours, it's very stable. The King of Wands is still like, I feel like they're still trying to determine what they think about L. It's like the jury's still out, but they feel comfortable with them, and I feel like it's because of L's honesty. It's like I have a friend from Jersey, and that's one of the things I always loved about him, because you never have to wonder what they're thinking. You never have to wonder if what they say is true or not, because they're just, you know they're a friend of mine that when I was going on and on about something going on in my life, he just kind of interrupted me and goes, "Can we stop? I think the drama train's about to wreck and we're about to get hurt." It stopped me in my tracks. It stopped my drama train in the tracks. And it was like, wow, I didn't even realize I was like, blah, 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 this and that, and da, 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 da. And they were just like, whoa, can we stop the drama train? And that's the kind of, I feel like they appreciate that honesty from Elle because, like they said, they will tell you like it is, and not in a mean way, but just kind of like, hey, can we do this? And like, oh, and I feel like that's what's kind of coming in here because we got this balanced emotional energy, this balanced, um, you know, emotional, most emotional and energetic, energetic energy, like the passionate energy. It's balanced. It's like they don't get irritated um, or intimidated or that by them. So they have this interesting connection K does to L because it's almost like K feels like L is one of their people with that Four of Wands. It's like, I feel like you would stand up for me, not um, like not lie for me, but they like if someone goes, K's a jerk and blah 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 blah. L would be like, yeah, but look, da 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 da. They would not like necessarily stand up for them in reality, but from K's standpoint, they feel like they do. Like out of a lot of the people that they would. Not because they felt obligated or whatever, just because they're truthful and that they would speak the truth. And that's something that Kay likes about them. Interesting, right? Let's see emotions. Yeah. They do see them from a different perspective with that Hanged Man and also the World card, the victory energy. I do feel here that L does impart, from K's perspective, from their heart, they do feel like they do learn things from L. And being the second letter, being the letter right after their K. No, I'm just kidding. But this, but that's what it's the Hanged Man has given me a new perspective, helping me transform. And the World card is an ending of a cycle, beginning of new things. So I do feel like from Kay's standpoint, they really do like, because of the honesty and how they approach it. And it's not out of, trying to change them or hatred. It's just a matter of like, they just tell me the facts and then they sit with that and then they realize, wow. So I feel like they have grown a little bit with interacting with L, but I feel like K feels like more of like they're more of a friend than L feels they are. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? But because it's all about perspective, and in comparison to some others, they are. But from L's standpoint, they're like, what? Yeah, they said that you're like one of their friends. And they're like, oh, well, I am in the scheme of things, but so are also, it's like Aquarius energy. Everyone's my friend. Everyone's in a giant bucket of friends. Well, yeah, I guess they are, but so are the other 7 billion people on the planet. So very interesting energy interaction between the two here. Um, and I like that. I feel like remembering that K is a character and that behind this character is an amazing, powerful, supernatural, eternal being made of unconditional love. They're playing a good part here, right? In comparison to Batman and Robin. Yeah. Yeah. They're like, wow, yeah. They are. They aren't so bad. It's like if there was it's like if you're going to drive somewhere and K is driving and we've got L, and M, and C and T. Wow. Of course, C and T would want to sit in the back seat, not in the front seat with K driving, and M would sit in the back. Well, let's say M's not even involved because I feel like M would want to sit in the front seat, that they would volunteer to sit in the front seat next to them. But if M wasn't going and all four of them were stuck in a car, that it would be K, L, and then C and T in the back. They would sit in the back hiding too. Yeah, because I feel like L would be like, I'll take one for the team. I can sit up in front. I'm not afraid. I'll be me. And they would be like, I call shotgun. And the others are like, thank you. And they're like, you owe me. You will buy me lunch. That's funny. But realizing K is playing a part, and this is their journey and adventure, and everyone is a mirror for each other, so they're learning a lot about themselves through their interactions, and it's very interesting. Very interesting group of letters. So hopefully that helps a little bit of clarity coming in. And when I in the trunk. Oh wow. Yeah. Because I know M feels everyone's emotions too. So I feel like if they were like, I'm gonna buy a smart car. I'm gonna rent a smart car so that only can be one person. Yeah, take an Uber. Yeah. Only one person can fit. I'm gonna rent a two-seater that only one person at a time. Too fun. All right. Well, hopefully that is helpful, Aries Rising. I appreciate all of the donations tonight and the adventures that we've had. Thank you for all of your love and support. Yeah, rent a bike. It's like, whatever, hitchhike. I'd rather take my chances. Uh, Hilarious. You are very welcome, and thank you for your great sense of humor. I'm glad to be laughing along with me or at me. Either way, I am glad. I'm all about laughter in one way or another. So many blessings to you. And thank you, everybody, for all the thumbs up, all the love, all the support. I'm going to head out, but I'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So if you'd like to join me then, until then, remember, every second of every day of our lives, we truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you again, much love. You hang in there. Take care of yourselves. Remember, have some fun, because Spirit's been asking us, why are you guys being so serious? It's a playground. Let's go play, right? Absolutely. So thank you guys so much. I love you. We'll see you soon.